the way. Asking yourself why the journey is so tough. They say tough times never last, only tough people do. So don't stop believing, I know it's gonna be better. Say la, 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 ba-dum, ba-dum, boom, la, 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 ba-dum. Can't be loved by everybody, it's impossible, you know. And trust me, it's okay, so let the toxic people go. Your peace within is more priceless than a pearl. You got to be happy, cause life's just way too short. Don't stress the little things, they will only waste your time. Just take it easy, easy like a nursery rhyme. And I'm singing, I know it's gonna be okay. So I wanna see you smile today. Hey, you just gotta be happy, man. Good days, bad days, it's all part of life. But you must keep the groove on and enjoy every single day. I'm sure you've had some happy days before. So what makes you think you can't have more? Keep on fighting and you'll see. You will soon see rainbows. Hey, come on! La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Ba-dum, ba-dum, boom. La, 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 la. La, 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 la. Around the way. Beautiful clouds, where you are, where you are. There are beautiful clouds, where you are, where you are. Oh, oh.
The last time I checked, the national chairman was saying that he's doing his tour, his thank you tour.
Do you agree with that?
My opinion has always been that we could have done it together. But the national chairman is doing it because everybody is busy doing something else. That is what he's doing. But I'm saying that irrespective of that, as stakeholders, since we won election, the relationship between the party and government haven't been the best. It is not about jobs. It's not about who gives who job. It's not about who didn't give who job. I'm saying the relationship between the party and the government to ensure that we succeed together have not been the best.
When you say the party, are you referring to the party at the base or party at Adabraka versus
the
Jubilee
party,
House?
No, there's no Adabraka and Jubilee House.
What I mean is that the head office of the national executive.
I am the elected head of the party's administration in terms of deputy. I'm the deputy general secretary. It means that all NDC people trusted that we can manage their affairs. And the arrowhead is the president, who is the leader. The second in command is the national chairman. So in most cases, the national chairman is de facto if the president is not around. We have situations where it switches. The president is the leader of the party. He is also the leader of government. And I'm saying that our relationship as a party and as government have not been the best. It may not have been deliberate, because when we came, there was too much pressure, everybody running here and there. We are doing well. Everybody is praising us for stabilizing the economy, stabilizing this, stabilizing that. But the danger is that we are leaving our party behind. And I'm concerned, as the officer in charge of operation, I am concerned that we have to go back into conclave to assess what we have done so far, what we have not done, so that we correct same and move on. The stakeholdership of the party is so huge. Look, every election cycle, there are people who go home. So we have former national executives, former constituency executives, former regional executives, who are part of the stakeholders of this party. Anytime we win election, a number of people go home. We have former appointees, i.e. former ministers, former MPs, former DCs, who are stakeholders of this party. They are also sitting on the fence. We have current executive structure from the branch to national. We have ministers, we have CEOs. Even though we have ministers, we have CEOs, we have board members who are also stakeholders of this party. There's a need for us to go back into conclave and to sit and assess ourselves. We have elders of the party. We need to run ourselves back to them, because the elders of the party have decided to keep quiet. And that is dangerous for any government and any party.
Does it mean your center is refusing to hold?
It is not refusing to hold. These are normal challenges that any government, any party can go through. I'm just prompting that if we are refusing, you know, when people are quiet, that's when there's a danger. And people, silence, they say it's what? It's good, it's golden.
This is
but
golden.
Silence is the medium through which people perpetrate mischief.
Let me
we want to bring everybody back, take responsibility, sit as a party, sit as a government. Let's look at how to move the machineries concurrently and make sure we succeed together.
Let me
I don't see a mesremo. The Abambia Niwa and from Shore and Maniho. Yes, a beer heavy and Yankopa Mamuno and from Shore Maso. Now we are see how dear. Ya the Banyafo in Yuguha. And to be beer Niwa, Yabaya. Mistake kakra Emma ho. Na said the nipa adwene esitie no. Sa wo ware oyere. Na se da bia ne mfomso e na odi wo betwe wadwene akoso a. Wuntimi mpa oyere no da. Da bia wo sia no a wadwene wo ba bia. Oya mfomso no nko a. Ebise ema ye ware wo mo a eto da bia wo mo nkwan a wo mo ye nkwan denti ne ware wo eto da bia na ho fa ordinam kromo a ye ka se general ireni enu ne ejina so ware obi so sa wo fa o nkwan nye de o anaju business no enu na ono na ni je ho. I don't know. Eyezu. Enu ti obia ni ade a ope ewo ne yire ho. Enu ti sawo ho. Na dabia wodi wadwene kɔ enkwanda no ho sɛ enu ti na me ware me yire. Enti me de so dresi yo, on dresi yo. Onye bibia wa najo me de me yafuru nkwa de yame. Enti dabia o me me aduani di a me pa me yire a. Dabia wo ba o yire no. Se ahofenti na ware no a. Wodi wani eto na hofe no so. Na dabia obi abonte ne akamfo obi iruri be ne yire hofe. Say. Na wani age a. Ani wani aduane amawo so be kwa kodidi chopa o wo be didi. Se wanya bibia ma wa najo wo be ji atum na wo de ba bia wonya wa hoto ani se ye be bodi aka se asumasi yire ni. Ana de anaju business nti no ware no. Se oba no ho afu. Se woni ma aduane no o. Oni de oba mpa ye da bia ni se ade be santem. Anu ti no Saudi wajere eko de wo hwehwe no ewa waban no ho a da bia wo beka se aban no ya ade na wodi animu eka se waban ya ade a wo ka amanfo ebeje wo ma adwene akọ de oye no yi a enu nti wo kamfo no Ghana fo beka se waban ya ade na wodi Papa abai no ye papa wo party ye wo ja eno to nche na da bia wo kofi fi mu ahwe ba bia mfomcho kakra wa wabai no ho ana mfomcho kakra wa party no ho na ehonkwa na odi wadwene bepa hweye enche kura wo beda na MPP ni enu nti ya basremo abai no ye bi maye Meso a mega party na no. Me na se media ni mu. Na me priyedie adima party for.
To be honest, I feel very sad for President John Dramani Mahama. I mean, the betrayal of President John Dramani Mahama is monumental.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a gentleman who came to the people of Ghana and said, look, there are problems with the country, and I want to solve the problems in the educational sector, in health sector, and so on. He proclaimed a reset agenda. And he appointed people to assist him to realize that objective. And many of the people he appointed to help him to realize that objective, they don't just care. They don't care about reset. They don't care about restructuring the economy. They don't care about anything. All they care about is replacing him. What? Poor Mahama. Poor Mahama. And he's sitting there being held hostage. You know, and he's not been able to crack the whip. And they're dancing around him in circles and making nonsense of all the proclamations he has made. It's unbelievable. Visit the NDC social media platforms and see what is happening there. Who is talking about how to achieve the 24-hour economy? That's not their concern. It's about who is going to replace Mahama. It's so sad, it's unbelievable. So he appointed these people to help him leave a legacy. The people he appointed to help him to leave a legacy are saying to us that, oh, don't worry, very soon you'll become a lame duck. That's what they say.
Yeah.
They say, oh, by next year you'll be a lame dog. You have no power. We don't have to respect him. So let's start our campaign. What?
And And they're actually campaigning. Can you just imagine?
Don't you pity President Mahama? It's so.
Government is broke, The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you very much for joining the show. This is Good Morning Ghana on the Metro Television. Today is the 18th of May 2026, and indeed this is the day the Lord has made. Indeed we're glad in it. I want to say big thanks to the Almighty God, Almighty Allah, for making it possible for us to join here, to return here to join the nation's conversation on the big issues that are making the rounds in our dear country Ghana. I also want to say a big thanks to you, our audience, loyal, distinguished and cherished and valued audience that you tune in every day at 7 a.m. and monitor us or stay with us all the way till 9:55. You have no idea what this means to us. We really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. But beyond just watching us, please tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that this is what the type of conversation that they want to hear happens, which is on the Good Morning Ghana platform. It's a raining season. We've just entered the rainy season, and it's been raining cats and dogs. Yesterday, the rains came down very heavily, and already we're seeing some very disturbing videos, some disturbing footages as usual. Places are flooded, homes are being destroyed, vehicles are being carried away. It's just terrible. I don't know how we can deal with this as a people. I don't know, but perhaps we need to revisit this matter one more time. But yes, my name is Audu Moro. Yes, my name is Audu Moro. Thanks for tuning in once again. I'll go straight ahead and look at what the papers are reporting this morning. So, Daily Graphic says that enough talk. Ghana must become nation of builders. So, 2-4 charges Ghanaians. And there's Professor Hinton, named Africa's most influential marketing thinker. Prof, congrats. Big congratulations to you, Professor. In fact, his full name is Professor Robert Ebu Hinton. He's a member of the board of the group of companies of which the Ignite Media Group is a member. And so Professor Hinton is probably associated with the businesses associated with the Ignite Media Group. Prof, congrats. And also new economy model takes shape as set for 2027 budget. There's $1.6 billion private sector boost for jobs, and there's large mines spend $25.2 billion locally over a decade. Chamber of Mines CEO. The Ghanaian Times this morning says, post-IMF extended credit facility program, government invest 1% of GDP in key sectors. President Mahama resists doctrines alien to Christian values. Reverend Wengam. Blue water gas record gains against the Galamsey, according to Minister. No blanket renewal of mining licenses, expects tell government. And over 5 million Ghanaians may have kidney disease. Daily Guide says that Abronye others remand political persecution. Apanyo marking. There's buffer stock case. Hanan, wife charged over 62.6 million cedis theft. 7 Ivorian stowaways rescued at Tema Port. And Afuko's ex-headmaster endorses his leadership skills. That's defend Christian values, according to Reverend Wengam. The Insight says that SMG, Coalition Against Foreign Military Bases, demand repeal of 2018 U.S.-Ghana Defense Agreement. Full text of petition to Parliament of Ghana. The court declares Popolampo, Abibiawe clans, owners of Wakpo lands at Ada, give Africa a seat at UN and others. VIP urges overhaul of global institutions. Giving back to alma mater Dominic Bonsu. Dominic Bonsu donates 15 kV power plant and 20,000 cedis to Inkawie SHTS. The sudden pomposity of some Mahama appointees, Kwame Osudanso writes, that's Esquire. And the Mama vows to complete 35 Agenda 111 hospitals this year. The Herald says the Goldfields Ghana to hunt down Mahama with South Africa's president has neglected Takwa Chief's youth group demand radical changes in mine lease. Dr. Sledge's estranged wife struggles to explain multi-million-dollar account. Yoko OSP Paro probe into gold-rich transactions. And as illegal miners survive near fatal underground incident at Konongo. EcoBank puts up strong face in massive legal defeat to Daniel Ofori. That's with the Herald for today. The custodian says BNI, CID chased MPP activists for exposing abandoned industrial projects in Hohoe. The Zaratia Commission fines Finance Ministry 100,000 cedis. Abronye bail denial mirrors PNDC era persecution, minority leader. There's government rules out compensation for DDP bondholders, and as ex-headmaster vouches for Afoko's integrity, urges MPP unity for 2028. Work with integrity and diligence, Apostle Nyamicha urges Zoom Lion Kenya staff. Daily Post this morning is reporting the government rules out return to global debt markets as IMF bailout ends. And then there's also quality of water bodies improving thanks to Blue Water Guards. Lands Minister reveals a passing out ceremony of 452 new guards. And that's in your short, the Minister for Land and Natural Resources, Honorable Emmanuel Amakofibwa, inspecting a guard of honor mounted by the Blue Guards who were graduating. I think that Emmanuel Amakofibwa is also doing a good job, and we must, I believe that we must commend them for putting up such a sterling performance. Of course, there's still some more work to be done, but at the end of the day, if we're saying that a real test of whether we're fighting or our fight against galamsey is successful or not has to do with the quality of the water. We call it turbidity of the water. So if the water bodies are getting cleaner by the day, I think that is credit to him and perhaps credit to the government of the day. But Emmanuel Amakofibwa, congrats for a good job done. Let me now go to online and look at my Joe Online. It says IMF board to decide Ghana's final review a new PCI deal on July 27. And then you also have IMF identifies Ghana's key risk, post $3 billion loan supported program. University of Ghana study links West African gene to higher kidney disease risk. There's bad weather disrupt flights as aircraft circle over Accra Airport. The City Newsroom says Makola redevelopment traders' welfare will be protected, according to Lordina Mahama. And there's also analysts say Ghana earns $3 billion. Analysis: Ghana earns $3 billion bailout, but remains under IMF oversight until 2029. As FD explains why banned trophy is still sold in Ghana. Adomachi says I lobbied Ekufuado for GACL board chair. And the chairman wants to be charged in 30 million cedis Exim Bank loan fraud case. This Ghana Web says that from Dan Abudakwi to Eric Amwate, Ghanaian MPs who were jailed, as tourism minister visited Dr. Hilary Mann Mausoleum, highlight Gulu's cultural and tourism potential. That's resetting Ghana and the questing of real independence, as IMF identifies Ghana's key risk, post $3 billion loan supported program. And we must be ready to face Bournemouth on Tuesday. Anton Semenyo urges Manchester City. There's Metro TV Online. ECG private sector participation set for early 2027 despite Labour agitation. There's Barcelona beat Real Betis to ensure perfect home La Liga record. And there's Afoko's ex-headmaster vouches for his integrity, urges MPP unity ahead of 2028. And GFU to unveil legend Asamoah Gyan as ambassador for national teams and Colts and then football as well. So that's it for the newspapers and the online portals. I have just a few more to go. Please bear with me. I nearly forgot about that. So the Inquisitor says that bad situation, CPC woes deepening, misplaced priorities, internal attacks activated. There's MPA, Western Naval Command destroy illicit fuel boat. And as Ghana rules out Eurobond return in 2026, don't admire wealth without asking how it was made, as Santehene has been talking. The informer says danger as MPP threatens revenge over political harassment. Towards building indigenous businesses, Imani Boss urges protection for Ibrahim Magdan and others. The TUC vows fierce resistance as IMF pushes ECG privatization. Don't reduce NDC to money-making vehicle, Fifi Kwete wants. And the COP chairman admonishes Zoom Lion Kenya to prioritize competence and integrity and faithfulness. That's what I was looking for, yeah. Now, the Daily Searchline says TUC chairman kicks against sale of ECG, accuses government of policy inconsistency, and his finance ministry fined 100,000 cedis by RTI commission, and his MPP needs competent leadership, according to Afoko, rallies MPP elders on party rebuilding agenda. The kitchen gets hotter. Sidin Kita urges NDC supporters to be patient about appointment delays. Accra Court grants 2 million cedis bail to soldier and 5 security operatives over alleged assault on Chinese businessman. And then you also have the Business and Financial Times. It says over 80% facials recognize clothes seizing as scientific based. And the University of Ghana Prof ranked Africa's #1 marketing scholar again. We celebrated him just a few minutes ago. I'm talking about Professor Robert Ebo Hinting, as proudly associated with the Jossman Group of companies. And once again, congrats, congrats, congrats. You deserve this, and I'm not surprised at all. But keep soaring, go higher, 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 Prof. I've known Prof for more than 15 years. There's an Access Bank lays out 1 billion cedis for cocoa production. There's GPCL returns to bold and strong cash position. That's also on the front page of today's Business and Financial Times. The Metro Lens says constitutional disgrace, minority leader fumes over Bronya bill denial. And there's Osiadia calls on foreign minister. There's an editorial says why Muslim women should be allowed to marry non-Muslims. And there's a Jospon chairman urges African-led partnerships as Africa Forward Summit. The Daily Statesman says that Darlington Coranting outlines 7-pillar agenda for student leadership. MPP challenges government over IMF exit announcement. And there's NDC resetting Ghana to culture of silence. Minority leader describes Abonya remand as constitutional outreach. There's a Santehene businesses must be driven by ethical leadership, ethical leadership, and then also strong values. The Ghanaian publisher says minority leader Blas Mahama accuses him of reviving criminal libel to muzzle critics. NPA targets illegal fuel bunkering. NDC 2028 pass reveals growing bitter rivalries. Wontumi trial former Deputy Lands Minister to testify. And as MPP rejects government IMF exit lies. So that's it for the newspaper and the news portal review or the online portal review. Please stay with us. This is the Good Morning Ghana on Metro Television. Don't go anywhere, please.
Bawo nani aya baba shushu amen. Tanumo onunchoni ha o dama.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2- and 3-bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
Mommy, good morning.
Oh, good morning, my son. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Mom. How about you?
I'm fine.
Joe, I just saw your mom doing her usual morning routine. Like, it was just 2 weeks she underwent a major colon surgery.
Bro, see, my mom is doing perfectly fine, and we're all excited about it. It was minimally invasive surgery, and the recovery has been very fast.
Minimally? Hey! No, wait. What do you mean by that?
So they offered my mom a laparoscopic colon surgery. Laparoscopic colon surgery, which we accepted. It turned out it was equally safe with a very fast recovery time, and the cost involved too was very, very reasonable. She was discharged 3 days after the surgery, and you can see her, she's on her feet again.
3 days?
Just 3 days, bro.
Mean Tuber Hospital, first Ghana colorectal center, aimed to serve a peculiar health need.
Hey buddy, it's me Azar.
Yeah, me now they see. Hey, you don't look fresh. Oh.
Hey.
We your label today. Me.
Wait till you see what's inside me.
Azar, freshly made inside and out for greater coverage and colors that last longer and beautify your walls, spaces and places. Azar, no size. Go ahead. Buy now. Azar, #1 from Azar Group since 1921.
Grab your bottle and unleash the taste of Storm Energy Drink. A bold flavor, a big attitude, feel the vibe, own the moment. It's your time to be different. Storm Energy Drink, make your mark.
Excessive drinking can be detrimental to health, not recommended for persons under 18 years, lactating mothers, pregnant women, and people sensitive to caffeine. This advert is FDA approved.
Looking for comfort, convenience, and class all in one place? Welcome to Stay Easy Apartments on Conference Center, where modern living meets exceptional service. Whether you're staying for business or leisure, Stay Easy offers you a home away from home. Spacious and well-furnished apartments, pool, gym, and everything you need to relax and feel at ease. Planning a meeting, workshop, or special event? Our event ground and state-of-the-art conference center is designed to host your events and bring your vision to life. From corporate gatherings to private functions, we provide the perfect space, supported by modern equipment and a professional team ready to assist you. At Stay Easy, your comfort and success are our priority. Book your stay or reserve your space today. Call us at 020-739-1473 or 0244-226367. Stay Easy Apartments and Conference Center. Stay easy with us.
In my line of work, a confident smile is everything. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste keeps me on top of my game and ensures my smile is always radiant and bright.
With the tiring nature of my job, we spend several hours under the scorching sun. To keep our teeth white and our breath fresh all the time, we use none other than Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. Kale Charcoal Toothpaste. You're on a kessie and in a kit one.
Samayo Kendini, a who be here, Semetra Sapapadia to Amame Manfo, Kale Charcoal's natural ingredients, and a bomb is seho bine, a man is swing, Nesasu Mama Hoto so a will beg you.
Kale Charcoal Toothpaste.
Choose Kel Charcoal Toothpaste for anti-cavity, whiter teeth, and fresher breath all day. Available in 80 gram and 150 gram. Grab yours today.
Kel, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Launching. BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Study a job-ready university program, BSc Development Economics at the Ghana Christian University College. Job is ready for graduates who possess degrees and certificates in BSc Development Economics, professional certificate in Theoeconomy, certificate in Theoeconomy with business. Enroll at the Department of Theology and Economics at the Ghana Christian University College, Amrahia, Adenta Dodua Road, Accra. Full bursary is available for BSc Development Economics graduates to study master's program at a state university in South Africa. Enroll now. Take advantage of this opportunity to join elite professionals in economics. Call 0557 351 090 or 0575 633 307 or 030 296 0542. WhatsApp us on 0557 351 090 or you can get in touch online on www.theoeconomy.edu.gh. Powered by the Center for Theology and Economics, CTEC.
Hello everyone, my name is Kauta Rafiq from Morocco Embassy. I am inviting all of the Moroccan community as well as all Africans to celebrate Cook Africa at Metro TV the 23rd of May, 9 a.m. as part of the AU Day celebrations. Morocco will be serving one of its most famous dishes, steamed lamb. Can't wait for you to try it and can't wait to meet all of you.
This announcement marks the definitive end of Ghana's financial bailout relationship with the IMF. The government of Ghana is exceedingly grateful to the people of Ghana for their sacrifices, resilience, and forbearance. The government of Ghana is also exceedingly grateful to our bilateral creditors, the Official Creditors Committee, and our external and domestic investors for their collective sacrifice. Going forward, the government of Ghana announces an engagement with the IMF on Policy Coordination Instrument, PCI. The PCI is a form of technical assistance engagement with the IMF. It is a non-financing instrument designed to help countries implement economic reforms and signal commitment to policies that the financial market will be very comfortable with, and unlock financing from private investors and other development partners. For the avoidance of doubt, the PCI does not provide financial bailout, but it will offer continuous capacity development, confidence boost to the market, and deliver a catalytic effect for fresh financing to Ghana. This non-bailout technical assistance policy coordination instrument will complement government effort to achieve investment grade in the near future. Achieving investment grade is very important and significant to the people of Ghana. It will lower sovereign and private sector borrowing costs and attract long-term institutional investors, increase foreign direct investment, and unlock cheaper financing for critical infrastructure development and private sector growth. Ultimately, this engagement will support government of Ghana's effort to accelerate sustainable development, create jobs, and raise living standards for all Ghanaians. President Mahama and his administration remain fully committed to good governance, prudent economic management, fiscal discipline, and creating an attractive environment for both domestic and international.
All right, you're watching Good Morning Ghana on the Metro Television. The show is also live on 94.1 FM. My name is Aldo Moro. My guest, in fact, one of them is also seated here, and we'll kickstart with a conversation shortly. Now, as you do know, there's been a major development, and that major development is that Ghana on Friday exited its $3 billion loan supported program with the International Monetary Fund, which is the IMF, which is going through 3 years of austerity to restore macroeconomic stability. It's a conversation we're going to have at some point in time. But I have my guests today are consultants when it comes to political science. Political analysis is what they do for a living. In fact, they teach it as well. And so it would be, I believe, a good opportunity for us to pick their thoughts on some raging matters. And this one has to do with some internal issues within the NDC, the ruling NDC. So that's what perhaps we'll start with before we get into the IMF conversation. So joining us this morning is Dr. Jebuntie Zato. He is he's a lecturer in political science, University of Ghana. Legon, Dr. Joshua Jebuntie Zato, senior lecturer, policy analyst, University of Ghana. He's also a senior fellow of APL. Doc, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning, Moro. Good morning. And good morning to your viewers, wherever they may be.
Yes.
For welcoming us into their homes and offices this morning.
I hope you're doing very well.
Oh, good. It was nice weather yesterday.
Yes.
Intermittent doomsday, back and back, but we are alive today and it's Monday, so we have to survive.
Yes. I was lucky, honestly. I was lucky that in my area where I live in Adenta, the light stayed on. And I said, "Whoa la la!" I thought that was for me. That was like it was a misnomer.
Exactly,
yes.
And that's the point.
Yes, it was a misnomer.
That right there is the point. Right?
Yes.
If you factor into the fact that the moment there's even an iota of a chance of rain, lights must go off. That is the problem. That is so. Let's say you're a business. Chances that you will lock up quickly because you are afraid that lights will go off. And so that is sometimes that is what we talk about, because we should take it normal that whether rain or shine, we say it's cool. But if your idea, you are the least chance you are afraid that lights will go off, it creates a huge amount of uncertainty. Especially on individuals and homes. But imagine on businesses. So maybe you could have just locked up, ran home, then only to realize the lights are not on. Then are you coming back or you are going? So this is why we need a lot of stability in the sector. It allows for predictability. It allows for you to plan. It allows for you to manage. That is actually something the cost, that unknown, that unpredictable is the cost of the doom so that we are talking about.
You know, and you know in a well-functioning society, when the rains are coming down, when the Metro people announce that the rains are going to come down, nobody should. So we should under normal circumstances be very excited. But sometimes the feeling is mixed. So yes, the weather gets better, it gets colder, which is good because of the trouble. We live in the tropics. There's a lot of heat in the system. The weather is hot, as we put it. But then that's on one side. But on the other side, like when it starts raining, are my lights going to be on? You know, and so that tells you that we really have a lot of work to do.
There's even another uncertainty, especially we are living in Accra, and this has been chronic, followed us by all political parties in the regime.
Sure.
You're also afraid of what will happen on the roads. You understand? And the Accra flooding issues, we keep passing them from one party to another, from one generation to another, we are not solving it. So again, you're right, you are sitting somewhere, probably working, probably hustling, and then the rains are about to start. The first thing you're asking yourself is, can I go home after this? Will the roads be safe? Then the second thing then becomes, will I have lights? Now, one of them may take a little bit longer to fix, the Accra drainage problems, they are perennial distance. The power problem is, I'm saying that we can and we should be able to remove one or address one more so that if I am worried about the drainage, or if I close, can I drive home even in the rain? Sometimes I think it's a minor rain, and by the time you're going, places are blocked, you cannot pass.
That's true.
That should be able to remove, or one of them. We shouldn't have the two, because one of the two, as I said, is the effect it has on normal lives and on businesses.
Right.
So those are the two issues that it rains, because the rain should be nice. When I was living in the village, whenever it's raining, you're fine. I mean, sometimes you are running out there, you are playing in the rain and doing this because you are not driving anywhere.
Yeah.
The lights may go off. So let's try to do that. We need stability. And for all the politicians and the political parties who have promised to solve their craft problem they have solved, shame on them.
Yeah.
For all the men and women who have been in charge of the state resources and whose duty it is or it has been to solve the flooding problems and they have not done it, they should bow their heads in shame and disgrace, because with something that we know will happen, and we have, for political expediency or because of political cowardice, we've refused to do this. And every year it comes at us. We need to find a lasting solution to this so that these two these two things are removed from our body politics and our public policy.
Because yesterday, it's a very important point. Yesterday, as soon as it started raining, people started sending me videos. You know, and I'm sure that perhaps, Bright, maybe I can send you some of those videos so we can put it up. I mean, you could actually see vehicles being, being taken away by the rains, by the flooding, as a result of the rain. And I said, I mean, when are we going to move away from this? You know, it's I don't know. And you go to certain homes, the leakage, the houses are leaking. I mean, the water is entering people's homes, and it's just...
Sometimes the thing is that your place might even be safe. Yeah. You may be in a place that's not a flood zone, but the road to your place.
Yes.
Where you pass, then you're like, so suddenly you're asking, is there a bridge on my... Yes, there's this bridge. You don't know what will happen to it. And you're going to be locked outside. So that's what I'm saying, that these issues are... Look, what do we do as a country? Is it an engineering problem? Is it a technological problem? Is it a financial problem? Or is it a political will problem? Because if they tell you...
Or it's a combination of all three.
All of them. Or it's all of the above. If people begin to tell you how much money this country has sunk into solving this problem, you'll be amazed. And so we're asking, if this money is really going to solving the problem, why are we not reaping the benefits? Why are we not seeing the benefits? If that is really... So either the money is being told is getting there but it doesn't get there, or the money is actually getting there but that the technology or the construction engineering is wrong. Either way, either those who are supposed to make the policies are getting it wrong, or those who are supposed to implement it are not doing it right. But we need to. We've got seen promise upon promise by presidents upon presidents promising to solve this problem. And when they come, it's still the same song. We've seen ministers of works and houses promise us, but it's continuing to be the same. It has gone too long, and in fact, this is not a wicked problem. This is a simple problem, a straightforward problem. If it's engineering, if it is waterways being blocked, then that is a simple, straightforward issue. Let's do it. Let's solve it. And then we move on, one problem at a time. We shouldn't. I'll be happy if this current government, because of course they are in power, can promise the Ghanaians that in 4 years' time they will not bequeath this problem to another regime. That could be a promise that, look, yes, we've seen it, we've handled it, but now we are going to put a final stop. This is the final stop. This is a finally do it. They could make that promise to Ghanaians that come 2008 or come 2010, whatever you are, we are committed to removing this from the annual perennial cycle of this. And that would be a major achievement. But again, the question is, will they? And if they tell us, will we believe them? And if we don't believe them, what is going to be? But it is a major issue that we need to talk about. You know,
every time this flooding conversation comes up, I'm sure that you've heard the conversation about, you know, structures being built on waterways, because water wants to move or likes to move. Okay, it's not something that likes to stagnate. It likes to move. So anytime there's a structure that blocks it, then it is forced to stay. And when it stays, it causes flooding. You know, and why does it stay and not move? Because you have structures which have been built at places where they're not supposed to be built. And all the authorities who are supposed to know better will then grant permission to these people to put up those properties or put up those structures there. So when it's raining, it becomes a problem. The water cannot move, and if it stays, it causes flooding. And then you also have issues of choke gutters. I mean, when you drive in town, you walk around in town, you see a lot of choke gutters. How do you expect the water to move? See, for me, it comes down to these fundamental issues. Now, the thing is, the most difficult for us is how to go around demolishing some of these illegal structures. Illegal because they're not supposed to be built in the first place. Now, you also have a situation where, again, because of the politics, everything we do in this town, we're looking at votes. We're looking at votes. So if you want to go and, for me, it's not even about empathy, because empathy would mean that, okay, if I break the structures down, where will the people go and sleep? But the person has no business putting the structures there in the first place. But of course, again, for politics, we say, we empathize with them and so on and so forth. And so they will, the authorities who are supposed to do that, they won't do it. And I'm talking about the local authorities. And so they'll leave the structures there. And then the water comes and it swallows them. And then, it's how do you call it? It displaces them. So that's what it comes down to, political will. And you mentioned there's a finance, political will. And also there are hydrological issues, and I've talked about it. The fact that our gutters are choked and so on and so forth. Do you get the point I'm trying to make? So it's a combination of all these factors.
I get with you. The biggest hurdle to this issue in Ghana right now is the lack of political will. Is the deficient political will. If there's political will, our gutters will not be choked.
Yes.
If there's political will, the rain will not, we will see the clouds gathering and we are panicking and running away. If there's political will, we can solve it. There is no political will. And I'll tell you why. All the other things we are talking, they're just blame game.
Yeah.
The most difficult decisions to make are political.
I agree.
They are not engineering.
I agree.
Because some of the gutters, some of the people, you know them. If it's an engineering problem, we will solve them. It's the citation of buildings at a place. Look, you go and cite a building at a place. Right now, you are driving around the city.
Yeah.
And you are seeing places that the construction is going on when it's not supposed to go. I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
There's a district assembly, there's a district chief executive, there's a district engineer there, there's a regional minister who sits down and watch it happen.
Yeah.
Some of them, they drive past it every day. Now you watch for this illegality to go on. The man or the woman finally finishes whatever he's doing. Then one day you go on a publicity stamp. You carry the whole media come there and you are pulling it down. And you want us to clap for you.
And in most cases, we don't even hold the persons or the authorities that gave the permission for those structures.
And this is the case. When they talk, then we are told by policymakers and the regional minister that, they've been punished because they have been transferred to Tumu, my hometown. That's the punishment. They've been punished because they've been transferred to Bolga, they've been transferred to Wa. They will now have a whole regional minister will sit now and referring to the north as if it is a penitentiary, it's a prison where you send failed policymakers to go and pay for their sins. It's an abolition place. And that regional minister has that mindset, is managing the regional capital, the capital of Ghana. That is the whole mentality. She has not professed any other thing to do. She's not told us that we've referred those people to...
No, as for that one, with all due respect, you and I know that is the reality.
That's the reality, good.
People see the north
as a dumping ground, as a punishment place. And
it's actually the reality.
It is.
The only difference is that she has decided to say it.
And I'm happy she did it. And this is the irony. The president, the man who appointed her is from the north. So it's a punishment that the man came down from there to appoint her as a regional minister. I'm glad that. And there are notness in the administration who are quiet because of political reasons, because where we come from is seen as a dumping ground for incompetent people as a punishment. But let's move forward. That's what I'm saying, that the political will is absent. It's not there. Look, have you ever seen them breaking down a building that is at the Granu?
Yeah.
They wait until it is finished. So now you go and you see that this is a water place. They are filled, they are decking it, they are putting sand and things to raise it up. You are not, I've never sat in an engineering class, but something tells you are blocking a waterway. They won't do anything about it. They wait until the man finishes investing. Now they come, or the quick thing they do, they go and put stop work. And I've come to realize even the owners of properties themselves have started doing it.
Yeah.
So they are building something illegal somewhere. They themselves right, stop work there. Meanwhile, the work is not stopped, it's going on. Where is the political will? From the very top to the very down. Because the regional minister in that same has not told us that I have reported so-so and so-so and so-so DCEs or MCEs to the president for supervising this thing for them to be punished. He has not told us that. Because you see, that is where it starts. Because where is the DCE or the MCE? It's in your constituency. Or sorry, it's in your district. It's in Madina, it's in Adenta, it is in Kuchokulite, wherever it is. Where were you? Where was your monitoring? When this is way done. So the political distance, so it starts from the head and it comes down. And for me, we are going to continue to this, and we are going to stop spending money on it. And that's why also does the money get to where it's supposed to go to? That's another political question.
Right.
Somebody has to tell us where the money goes,
right.
Where the resources go. It's not getting there. So we are in this bubble where we keep deceiving ourselves that we are solving the problem. Once in a while, we take cameras to a side to just show it happening. Once in a side, we tickle ourselves to laugh because we are pretending to work. The work is not happening. The dumping keeps dumping. The building keeps building. The waterways keep blocking. The rain keeps coming. And then we are in this vicious cycle of what? Coming to accept it.
Yeah.
For me, what is happening is that politicians and policymakers are forcing us to normalize this flooding.
Right.
They are forcing us to believe that, it don't happen, man. What can we do?
Yeah.
We can do a lot. Amsterdam, obviously, is a whole country that's literally floating on water.
Okay.
We know that, right? That's engineering. It's simple engineering. We can do that. But we're not doing it because of lack of political will or poor political will or inadequate political will. Whatever you dissect it, the men and women who have the power to stop this or to put an end to it are not doing it. And that is why we are in this suffering.
Okay. All right. You talked about a vicious cycle, and this nomenclature was also pronounced by the minority leader just over the weekend. He had how do you call it? He delivered a speech. Let me put it that way. And in that speech, he complained quite bitterly about what he describes as political persecution of MPP supporters. And he's actually even extended an invitation to the NDC to come to the table and sit and have a discussion about what the way forward should be, because in his view, this vicious cycle is something that is hurting Ghana's democracy. Now, if you look at today's papers, it's been captured in almost all the papers today. In fact, you see Abronya others remand political persecution according to Apenyo Marking. And then you also have Abronya bail denial mirrors PNDC era persecution according to the minority leader. And then there's quite a number of those stories in the other papers as well. I would want to pick your thoughts on this as a political scientist, whether indeed, based on your knowledge of all the issues that have triggered the minority leader's pronouncement, whether you think that these constitutes an act of political persecution as the minority leader is suggesting. So let me look at the story in today's daily guide, and it says that Abronya others remand, and it says it's political persecution. The story is actually on page 3. Now, we're told by Jibril Abdulrazak that the minority leader Alexander Apenyo Marking has criticized the judiciary for the decision to remand the Bono regional chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Kwame Bafo, popularly known as Abronya DC, and other members of the opposition party for misdemeanors, describing it as a profound constitutional wrong. He said, according to him, the arrest, prosecution, and remand of a citizen for words spoken in the public square is not justice but a political persecution which must be condemned without equivocation, apology, and without delay. Mr. Apenyo Marking in a press statement noted that he does not and will never condone irresponsible speech, but Ghanaian law does not provide and was not designed to convert a civil grievance into a criminal prosecution. He said the law does not authorize the marching of a man before a circuit court, the stripping of his liberty and his consignment to a state intelligence facility. That is not justice. That is the iron fist of state power wearing a legal glove. And then it says, where speech generally damages a person's reputation, Ghanaian law already provides a remedy, a civil remedy, measured, proportionate, and designed precisely for the purpose, he points out. Now, Abronya DC was rearrested and remanded into custody of the Bureau of National Investigations on May 13 over alleged offensive conduct and publication of false news following some allegations he made against a circuit court judge at Adenta. I don't know that, Bright, is the video ready? We can play the video to sort of provoke the conversation for today. This matter has been on the political table. There's a discussion table the whole of last week, but it's just the minority leaders' pronouncement on it is what has brought it back to the fore. Okay, the video is not ready. All right, so let me pick the thoughts of Dr. Joshua Jebuntie. So the minority and, of course, generally the MPP. The MPP actually held a news conference on this matter as well. Now, what do you make of the issue with the remand into custody for 2 weeks. Abronya DC, who is the Bono Regional Chairman of the MPP. You know, this is a matter that is between him and the Adenta Circuit Court judge because of some comments that he made. What do you make of the minority's conclusion that this, I mean, as far as they're concerned, government is behind this, and also this is political persecution. What do you make of the video is ready now, so let's watch this video and then we'll come back to you.
On the Embry Abaka Wanensa. Oh yeah, New Patriotic Party, Amayoko. Yes, the Enibri and Aroho and Yemonisha and the President Embry. Yasamara there. Sabio say Obri Yazibia on Fata. Iron party in Fordo the Sebe Obin Kesha Roba and on Kessenchobi. Number Wagan and Bremen, so big a Casabina on some Fata was not from Braquando. Sabi, my consumption Akano. So big Cassette Chiobi, it will be Kedma, one quaid, one fun and cocoa. Zaya winning the NDC for since I walk by Benum. The man quaid bo, and not what ye Juma. Sabi, Obi Casa MPP na. When you do all one na was it in room. Anyone can say Zamanda Cosiliation were here there. Young Bono regional chairman, our friend abroad. A police force or Cacase tia judge be na Casoka Case chair no was in a court. Oyashi Wako Oko to court no judge are Otne Gum, na some day. Say woman abronye bela and shana waka kasebio. It was ordinary to fiase, ordinary to prison until they will be assembly. Now one bremino say one move far into Mongovia if fiase. Na judge no assembly ranke nanso edikan is nimpana court to remand. Ona make dikan kade oya Supreme Court. Oya Onyimnyamfo Martin Pebu or a lawyer. In Bribia Bason Cordam, in some semi Wama bill, Wabama bill, Wabama bill, Onunti or the Assembly Coffee Court. And the Supreme Court can say, Kade Debi Bill is it only here there or there was a menimpan. O Sunday on today Nimpano, Wobes in Assembly Webunfon, into Munkade. It's no court to Fiazana Zapanisha. Inti bill asams or yaza, what can was some that they were caught? Ibio, your offenses be over Kadodama, Bonize, none yesho. And there was a Brony Kade, Miscellaneous, Chadoye, Bibi Kitikitibia, Onyaza or you. Now, there was a Bronya Koye, or Kadama Miscellaneous, in Brano. It is a Damumpa. Eba zintuno ide judge kade ozino ko to prison ozi kan kade ozino ko nsawo asana ibi o kade ozino ko BNI fitida omani ruling there ozino ko to remand nan court order go on to me signing meanwhile court dem one onye manual court or a digital court ereka senyana no type into within 5 minutes after proceedings or there at least clerk and Otuma print, judge, why is serious on Edmund? Within 5 minutes, in order to make none ruling, na or sign. As I defeated in na nankasen ruling upon signing. It's a question, and people fear be saying there. BNI for was it a brown call one channel? Eba, Krata, knows age. Police for was it a brown crop BNI? Eba Krata, and was the engine. And now, I look at now was a can. Onunti. Yanuka seni we yani de oman pay mahama. Nyankopon na dom inyo bia no nya second chance. Presidency inyo bia no nya second chance. Adum keke. Ito oman pay mahama. Yesre aka onfi be ebie na fa. Ina ze we dwuma abewe yi. Nyankopon na dom ma wo so asom woman for them 8 years no other wa komado iti jewe chiriye Omanpei Mahama, ya sam ni de, jewechi ye. Na ochina o. Fa bibi tuwa, ochina bi ni wa, Ghana wobo wuzin was akasa. Na biya na ifo, na judges na police fo no, enzi ye bi a wo ye, se ma wenyu anko ho. Se ni mo hwe a, ma wenyu anko ho, Omanpei Mahama. Ye nuanum so wo NDC mo onye hon daw. De ende oye MPP ni na ochina wo ho na no otumfo se embre ni se emimenti twi no mezenye fante emiri kaso otumfo ose embre eni nkaso enti yenuanom a wo parliament oye NDC fo parliament boy ya woda ye bo someone in minority ye bo someone BNI director general IGP no only chief justice the judge na all ya damazin yam hwene yan kan asam abronya na asam no yanda wo ho ena wona wo invoke them section 207 na 208 ne pede ya kan asam yes say ya nuanum NDC for our parliament won boa na yam fe ye into ye dem brebe ye ochine bi abebi ba na someone so wo opposition na wo di wona asam ya ye a otedama we tun we use mbrano na was a jiwon famuzi na so why watching there business as usual why politics into one man kwan because they have to debts yanzi yenyutum yabaka na was one numbers what they win vote but one came with there so I'm supporting na yentum yamfa.
All right, so that's the Honorable Alexander Panyomaking, who is the minority leader in Parliament. But also remember that, of course, he's also the MP for Futu. But recall that before Alexander Panyomaking's speech, the MPP as a political party also delivered, how do you call it, a press conference on this same matter where they were complaining about what they described as political persecution. And it has to do with the one David Esando, who is the Agona West, I believe, regional secretary of the party also. I want to get that, I hope I got that correctly. And then also Abronya Disu, the Bono regional chairman of the party, and the fact that the circumstances under which the two were arrested, as for the case of David Esando, he has been released, but they mentioned that as well. And they mentioned that of Abronya DC. And they put all of that together and say that there's a culture of silence. And if you look at some of the papers, in fact, the minority leader talks about the fact that PNDC era, in fact, let me look at that paper. I think it's the Custodian for Today. I want to quote it correctly. It says, Abronya bill denial mirrors PNDC era persecution, according to the minority leader. So, also joining us is Dr. Jonathan Autry. Dr. Jonathan Autry. He's also a lecturer with the University of Cape Coast, and also he is a member of the Executive Director, African Institute of Strategic Studies. He's also here with us. So Jonathan Autry is with us here as senior lecturer, University of Cape Coast as well. Doc, good morning. Thank you very much for joining us on the show, and it's good to see you.
Good morning.
I hope you're doing very well.
Well, I am, by the grace of God.
Yes.
It is just that probably you have to take the advantage of being here too, as it were, mention one issue or the other.
Okay.
I think that I'll call on the MC of Cape Coast, Mr. George Athan, that what is happening in front of the university's administration is an eyesore.
Okay.
It cannot be a university, number one university in Ghana.
Whoa.
What's it called?
Whoa.
First in West Africa. Fourth.
No, not when there's the Legon brand here. Because there's a Legon, I'm just saying. Okay. He's the number one. Okay.
This is not an opinion. Okay. It is a fact. Check the Times, rankings.
Okay.
Yes, that is where it is. This is not a guesswork. Okay. Recently, Legon topped in, I think, one of the areas, but not as in overall.
Okay.
So it is not about opinion. It's not about opinion. Okay. Besides, I have an affiliation with Legon, so
Well, that's
it's
good.
not as if
We'll stop you from coming. We'll stop you from coming to Legon again.
I'm coming to
we will stop you from coming to Legon again. You know, you stay in your kevas, stop your kevas. You cannot bath my fast and come there again. Don't come.
Bathmathing anybody. Why are you not mentioning tech? Why are you also not mentioning, EW and others?
And those last two universities.
So the point is that you have a situation where you have Pragia, operators, and it's very dangerous. Right. These people ride carelessly. Legon, there is nothing like Pragia in there. Right. If you don't have any business in Legon, you don't go there. And then we are allowing this in the name of poverty. Right. And they are doing it with reckless abandon. Right. So, I mean, it is terrible. It is undeserving of a university. If you look at the university's main administration, beautifully done, and then just on the left. And the whole of that part too as well. Maybe I'm equally calling on the MP, Cape Coast North as well, my friend, to equally be interested in that. Because the edifice over there and then a university of that matter, at least they can go a bit farther away to a particular junction when you are getting to Apiosika. Okay. And then they can operate from there, but not at that place. I think that the government in power must equally be interested in that. If it is improper for things of that nature not to happen in Legon or KNUST, why is Cape Coast different? We know that Cape Coast University is surrounded by, communities that they want Kwame Nkrumah met, right? So they seem to find themselves in a very awkward situation. But does not mean that they are not supposed to protect, the environment and the serene of the university. It's very important. And I'm calling the MCE to do the needful. Because when you speak, they say that part is not owned by the university.
Okay. All right. I hope those who have ears have heard you. And I hope those who are supposed to hear you have heard you. The MCA, more directly, is the one you're talking about. Yes. But I don't know, is he your friend? Have you put a call through to him to speak to him about this issue?
Not yet. Okay. Not yet. But, I know he's aware of that. I've made it the point that, look, it is dangerous. The way they ride. Okay. When you are even driving, I feel insecure going to that part. If you have had chance to go to probably Kumasi as I want to say constituency, my goodness, you that you are driving a vehicle, you are even scared. So you don't even know what they have taken. Okay. Those substances. Right. And it is a university.
Okay. Now, just before you joined us, I broached the topic of political persecution, and Dr. Joshua Zato was about to submit on the matter when you came in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do two things because it's already 17 minutes past 8. As usual, at this time we'll take a little breather and then we'll come back and then I'll get Dr. Joshua's thoughts on the matter and then I'll come back to you as well. But before that, we have some quick announcements. And this is public service. It's public service because a number of Muslims who travel to Mecca to go and observe Hajj, to go and do the Hajj. There's quite a lot of them, and so it's a very, very important information I'm putting on. We're told that the Pilgrims Affairs Office of Ghana wishes to inform the general public, especially prospective pilgrims who are scheduled for the 8th flight this morning, that due to flight technical challenges, there have been some time changes, which is as follows. So the check-in time is now 11 a.m. and this morning instead of the usual 4 a.m. So the check-in time is 11 a.m. instead of 4 a.m. The flight will take off at 6 p.m. in the evening instead of the usual 11 a.m. in the morning. All convenience cost or any inconvenience caused by the time changes is deeply regretted, according to Mohammed Amin Lamte, who's the Director of Communications of the Pilgrims Affairs of Ghana. So the Pilgrim Affairs Office of Ghana. So let me take you once again. The Pilgrims Affairs Office of Ghana wishes to inform the general public, especially prospective pilgrims scheduled for the 8th flight this morning, that due to some technical challenges, the check-in and takeoff time has changed. So the check-in time is now 11 a.m. this morning instead of the usual 4 a.m. A flight, and also number 2, flight will take off at 6 p.m. in the evening instead of the usual 11 a.m. in the morning. Or any inconvenience caused by this time changes or sudden time changes is deeply, deeply, deeply regretted, and that it was actually due to circumstances beyond their control. So, Doc, We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll look at the issue of political persecution, whether it is perceived or it is actually real. Please stay with us.
Hello, my friends. My name is Kel Kids Toothpaste. Wow. I was made to be gentle on your gum, but protected. I will protect your teeth from cavity, make your teeth whiter, stronger, keep your mouth fresh all day. And best of all, I'm strawberry flavored. So put on a smile and try me.
That's amazing.
Just try me. That's my job.
If you say so, jump on my brush. Makes your teeth stronger, chicky whiter, chicky stronger. Yay! You did it!
I'm glad you like your new toothpaste. Don't forget to brush both day and night.
Kel Kids, happy smile.
Changing, so should you. If you're dreaming, don't be afraid. And in the valleys, keep your head up high. Dare to dream with Puma drinks. Puma, yeah. Believe it, you can achieve. Puma, oh yeah. Clap your hands for the whole new vibe. Make we set the bliss. Oh yeah, come alive. Let me hear you.
Puma drinks, a whole new vibe. Another quality product from Casa Precon.
This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
This Easter, Estate Masters Limited is giving you more reasons to celebrate in our extended Easter promo. Secure your dreamland at Nest Cottage, Chopoli with a massive 15% discount. Or choose Palm Hills, Gomwa Pamfukurum, also at 15% discount. And for lovers of the coast, Coastal Park, Ningo Prampram awaits you at 10% discount. Plus, enjoy free site visits and free documentation because we make land ownership simple. This Easter, don't just celebrate, invest in your future. Estate Masters Limited, your most preferred estate partner.
Yes, next. Hey, Nadia Benson,
me didn't tum. Mr. Friend, Calico, just call me cockroach.
Now, Mr. Friend, me once now.
Hey, that's you. Improve car. Yeah. Captain Mosquito, double the accent. Me did it, Sasso spray. Mr. Friend is Sasso quell. Yeah, go to my Sasso.
Come tum preko.
Hello, my name is Christelle Diane. I'm a Cameroonian living in Ghana. So I invite all Cameroonians living in Ghana and all Africans to come to Cook Africa on the 23rd May at 9 a.m. prompt at Metro TV. There we will present our delicious food, which is ndolé and plantain or bobolo. Donc j'invite tous les Camerounais basés ici au Ghana et tous les Africains de venir à Cook Africa le 23 mai à 9h plus précise pour déguster à nos plats, nos délicieux plats venant du Cameroun.
Oh, quel beau pays, Africa.
You're watching Good Morning Ghana on the Metro Television. My guests are still seated here. They haven't gone anywhere. I'm talking about Dr. Joshua Jebutie Zato. He's a senior lecturer, a policy analyst. He's also a fellow of the APL. And also with us is Dr. Jonathan Asante-Oche, who is a lecturer, senior lecturer, University of Cape Coast, and also a policy analyst. And also he's also with the African Institute of Strategic Studies, where he's the executive director. Actually, it's a big post. He doesn't joke with it at all. Massive post, you know. Anyway, so Doc, political persecution, is it perceived or real, as the MPP claims?
Thank you very much. And before we went on break, we were playing a video of Honorable Alexander Afenyo-Markin in the Minority Leader in Parliament.
Yes.
I've said this and I'll say it again. Love him or loathe him, love him or hate him. But Afenyo-Markin will go into history as one of the most consequential minority leaders. He will also go in as one of the most effective and efficient minority leaders. I didn't know it because of Afenyo's efficiency, effectiveness. The MPP in Parliament would have been run over by the huge numbers of the NDC. He has managed to keep that small minority very relevant and very effective in the House. So, love him or hate him, he is proving his worth, he's proving his effectiveness and efficiency, and he's doing very well. And I think his party and Ghana's democracy itself owe him some amount of gratitude for the good work he's doing. Before I come to this legacy, one of the most visible media practitioners in this country is a gentleman by name Mr. Samson Ladi Ayenene. He's also a lawyer. I want to come with a direct quote from Samson Ladi so we can contextualize this. He says, and I quote, "In less than 2 years, these repressive laws have been used more than the entirety of the Akufo-Addo regime by the current government." In fact, he actually went on to say that it's about 2/3. That if you take the 13 or 14 months of the NDC regime, they have used, abused, and misused these repressive laws against innocent Ghanaians more than the whole 8 years of the Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo administration. That is a fact and research quoted by Samson Ladi Ayenene. I am saying this because I want to put us in context. That administration, the Akufo-Addo administration, was told to be intolerant. The Akufo-Addo administration were told was bringing in culture of silence. That is why important personalities like Mr. Sam Jonah had to go on to say that the culture of silence is creeping into this country. And we were told that journalists like Manasseh and others were persecuted under that administration. So you would then think that when under this reset, this thing will be different. But we have been told, and this is to say that if that administration was considered repressive, considering what is happening now, how early it is happening, then we are in for some serious trouble. We are in for a more regressive and oppressive regime. And that is what the research is saying. Since this government has come into power right now, more than 13 people have been arrested for what they have said on TV or on radio or online. For things they have said, more than 13 people. If you add Martin Kwebu for just being arrested for what he has said on air, you are looking for more than 40 people. That means that technically every month, if you do it, somebody is being arrested for what the person has said. And there's something, none of these people have so far been convicted by a court. That means that for whatever reason they were arrested, no court has found that there's enough evidence to convict them. I want us to understand that. That none of them, the 13 people, you can start from them, and then none of them have been convicted by a court that what you have said actually merits a crime. That means that in almost all these cases, these people have been arrested, sometimes denied bail at the insistence of the state, and then they have to suffer for it, only for them to be removed on some kind of bail, and then usually the cases goes to die. That means that somebody, the only objective of this is to show them where power lies. And I'm saying that, look, power corrupts, and absolute power tends to corrupt absolutely. When these things keep happening, you may say it is them. Or you may say that similar things happened yesterday, and I've mentioned them. They happened yesterday. There were other people that were picked. There were other people that were arrested yesterday. But something shows that the reset has not affected this area of our economy. Something shows that we have not learned any lesson from those repressive regimes or from what happened. If we have learned, we shouldn't be doing what we are doing now. And I always say this is because, look, The current Attorney General went after 2016 when there was this, and his house was, like, state went there, they arrested him in the middle of the night. They violated every single right he has. The current Minister of Energy suffered a similar fate. The current Director General of EOCO suffered under state repression. To so much so that his businesses, we're told, were destroyed. And all these things happened to these men, whose only crime then was that they served in the former administration. Again, my point is that we are expected that we will see a kind of what? Reset in this. That will say, look.
In the case of Remonacha, he was not an appointee.
Appointee, good.
He was not.
Thank you, I agree. Yes. But that also so you could see what state power, let's agree, raw state power could do to what? Appointees and also what? Ordinary citizens. Right. Then you would then expect that today, these same people, once you have power, can sit down and say, let's tone it down a bit. Let's be more measured, because we know what can happen when power changes. We know what can happen. But it seems that that call has not been heard. It seems that that has not been the case. So my question then becomes, here's a government that has said, that is touting its economic benefits. That is touting what they have achieved. Inflation, fuel prices, exchange rate, all these good things. So why is this same government so averse to criticisms? For me, these one-time arrests speak of what? A certain amount of frustration. It's coming from a place of frustration, not a place of strength. Because if you are that strong, if people are really feeling the impact of your policies, you shouldn't care what some fancy kenke or fancy comedy says. If you really think that the people are benefiting from what you are doing, you shouldn't care what Okojechi Afrifa says. You shouldn't care what, say, Obama Pokwase says. You shouldn't care. If you really think that you have solved the Dumso problem, if you really think that Dumso is not a problem, why do you arrest somebody whose only crime is that he put up a poster that says that Dumso is back? So why should that lead to an arrest by the state? People will say vicious things, yes, but we shouldn't criminalize foolishness. The person says something that is vicious, that in itself we should not criminalize it. We shouldn't criminalize stupidity. If the people are stupid, we shouldn't criminalize it. We shouldn't criminalize indiscretion. If the people are indiscretion not doing that, we shouldn't criminalize it. We shouldn't criminalize loose talk. If the people are speaking loosely, you are the government. You can control almost the communication machine of this country. Put up counter evidence, counter facts to do it. But look, sometimes what we then do is that these things do not stop people from being, let me say, mischievous, from being dubious, or from saying similar things. If they could, the first person that was arrested, we will not see them happening. But more people are doing, because sometimes you embolden them. When you do this, people are not going to all of a sudden say, hey, I'm afraid I'm going to arrest, so I'll keep quiet. They're not going to keep quiet. Because sometimes some of these people are looking for the limelight, the political limelight, and you give it to them. My point is that the frustrations of the people, of the masses, should not be visited on people who have, I heard somebody say, because of cheap data and cheap China phones, people don't have that. Yes, if somebody is bored and sit down and thinks that he's going to criticize government, don't give him the limelight. Right. Don't threaten media freedom. Don't threaten the freedom of individuals, because people are going to talk, people are going to communicate. If your performance is that stellar, let it speak for itself. Right. And look, there's a popular apartheid, not apartheid, genocide poem that is going on. So I'd like to quote it. It's the first they came. First they came for the workers, I said I wasn't one of them. They came for the unionists, I said I wasn't a union. They came for all the other people, I said I wasn't one of them. I can go through the list. By the time they come for you, there's nobody to fight for you. First, they are coming for, let me say, NPP members. Then you said, oh, it's justified. And what is worrying is that people in defense of this make a false equivalence. It happened yesterday, it's happening again. I say, yes. But the fact that it happened yesterday and you are making it happen now, only fester the fact that it happened tomorrow. The thing is that yesterday you were the receiving end. Today you are the giving end. Has it bothered on you that tomorrow you might also be on the receiving end? Right. So for me, that lesson should be, now they are coming after political opponents. Now they are using the law against sometimes low-hanging fruits, or sometimes ground-lying fruits of the political chain. Men and women who, under normal circumstances, cannot even guarantee a bail or anything. And sometimes it's the ridiculous loan bail conditions. Okay. So we need something, and that is where I think that the judiciary or the Chief Justice might come in, because if something is a misdemeanor, I'm not a lawyer, if it's a simple thing, sometimes the bail conditions make you sit down and wonder whether actually is a bail condition. Now, that is not the government. That is coming from, let me say, the bench. And the bench may say that, okay, we have determined that based on the severity. But I'm saying that if somebody's only crime is that Doomsday is back, and you say go and bring a house in Accra for a surety for the loan. If this guy can build a house in Accra, will he sit down and be saying things like this? If this guy has that amount of money, will he sit down and be making such statements?
Okay.
So my point is that I don't know how we can talk about it, but maybe they might have to say, look, for this misdemeanor and these other things, as for the arrest, the state would arrest. Okay. The state will do this, and the state will come and say, we don't want to have any, how do you call that thing, bail. But to the judiciary also then sit down and say, look, these people, and also make sure that their bail conditions casually match. Somebody comes and you see the person, he's hungry. You've seen the guy, there's nothing to show that guy, and then you are giving him a loan. That means that you just want to keep him there. My point is, we should be able to have somebody there that says, look, for these issues, they will happen. You cannot have a democracy without, let me say, loose talk. You cannot have a democracy without you cannot have a democracy without, let me say, rebel rousers. You will have them. They are fruits of the system. The only place you don't have them is a repressive regime. North Korea, China, other places where you cannot breathe. But once you are a place of this thing. And finally, I want to end on this. It was the NDC and the PNDC and the PNDC that brought us the criminal libel laws. Right. It was the MPP and the Nana Akufo-Addo that repealed the criminal libel law. Yeah. The criminal libel laws came with a culture of silence, and everybody said it was bad. Yeah. It was the NPP that repealed the criminal libel laws. And I'm saying that today, it's like the NPP is the one suffering from the repeal of those criminal libel laws. Okay. We shouldn't go back to criminalize free speech. All right. We should factor into our system that loose speech, maybe some inaccurate speech or something. People have said this. The culture of silence is bad. Yeah. But somebody said that we should add any day, any time, we will tolerate the culture of the noise. Okay. Culture of even loose noise. Okay. Any day, any time over the culture of silence, because our democracy thrives when people are allowed to speak and speak freely. Okay.
Doc, political persecution, is it a perception or it's a reality?
Well, let me say good morning
in delivering on submitting on your matter, you must have it at the back of your mind that Abronya DC matter is clearly a case between the judge and Abronya DC. So,
and would that be considered as a political persecution?
Well, the MPP believes it's a case of political persecution. In fact, they believe the government is behind us.
Well, thank you for the opportunity, Guru. I will start from an angle that is very interesting. Have you asked yourself,
yes, sir,
why erring party members are hauled before their own disciplinary committee?
It could be due to different. It could do several reasons.
It could be some of these things. Yeah. That what you're doing, right, is anti-party. Okay. You are bringing the name of the party into dispute. Why is it that if it is on the other side, it is persecution? So I ask myself, Moro, can you insult your father?
I dare not.
So why is it that in the name of politics, we throw away our value system? I am building a point. I want the Ghana police to understand that the kind of president that we have today, I'm not too sure he's interested in things of that nature. He has a legacy to build. That is what he has promised to this country. And that is what I believe is on the agenda for him. Now, if it is the fact that people are being hauled before the law courts or being taken through some of these things, if it is a matter of fact that they are following the rule of law, I don't have a problem. But if it is a matter of, it is based on flimsy excuses, then it means you are abusing the human rights of the very citizens you are supposed to protect. Now, reasons have been averred. Somebody saying, what's it called, Doomsday is back and all those things. I'm not too sure that probably when they go to court, then the charges are leveled. That is when you will know.
In the case of David Esando, the other day, it must have been Master Plata Jr. who gave me his AK, I believe so. But in the case of the Bono regional, how do you call it, regional, I think it's the Bono, it's Agona West.
Agona is in the Goma.
Yes. I think they are constituency organizer. I think that's David Esando.
I don't even want to deal with individual cases.
The reason why I'm bringing this up because of the point you just made, which is that you said it was the police that invited. In the case of that gentleman, it was actually the BNI. Now, when they got there, according to the Deputy General Secretary, he was here in the studio, must have been on Friday or Thursday or so, he was here in the studio when this matter came up. And I asked him whether he had officially been told by the arresting authority why he had been arrested. Yeah. And Mustafa, who is Haruna Mohammed, Haruna Mohammed, told me that when he was there, when the lawyers asked the BNI officials, of course, he credits them for one thing, which is that they were very professional. He said that. But when they asked them, why are you arresting our client? He said the BNI officials told him it was because the gentleman had written or had caricatured John Mohammed's picture somewhere and had written Dumso is back. And I was saying that I'll be surprised if that in itself is a crime. But he insisted. I asked him 3 times, are you sure that's what the BNI official said? He said yes. But you see, unfortunately for us, and because of the kind of communication structure that we have with some of the security and intelligence agencies, if you don't have an insider person where you can phone the person and say, is this what you said? The BNI doesn't talk.
It's true.
National security, they don't talk. You understand what I'm saying? So you are unable to either validate or invalidate the claim the person has made. And so then you have to go with, because he's a politician, so then you have to go with what he said. So for now, what is in the public domain is that David Esando was invited by the BNI because he said that Dumso was back, and he had put Mohammed's picture. I don't know whether I was on Facebook or somewhere. It was
so that's why he on bail?
He's on bail. He's been granted bail. Yes,
he's been granted bail.
Yes.
Well, we need to see whether he will be sent to court. Other than that, it will amount to reckless use of state power.
Right.
Now, following this, I want to narrow it down on Abronye.
Okay.
Not because the judge declined bail or something of that sort. And I'll start by saying that, and which I said, I think Metro TV Saturday in the morning. In this country, the support base of the NDC and the MPP cannot win anybody an outright election in this country. Because even if you checked the list of registered members of the MPP, how many are they? Would they even be up to 2 million? They will not. And yet, when the voting is done, they will hit 5 million. When voting is done, NDC could hit 6 million and vice versa. Who are those people? Now, this is the advice I'm giving.
Right.
There are certain demographics that you have to attract in order to win the election in this country. And I don't think that whatever MPP is doing is just to remain in opposition. They want to win. So we are looking at the non-aligned, the neutrals, right?
Yes.
Floating voters. You do not attract any of these demographics if you rely on the pronouncement of Abronye. What worries me sometimes, and I want to grant Dr. Baumia that opportunity. Well, as a leader, you may want to identify yourself with the people who are supporting you, right?
Okay.
And then you want to be there for them, make one statement or the other. But if Dr. Baumia identifies himself with Mr. Abronye, I pity him.
Okay.
I will pity him.
There
may be others.
Have you seen Dr. Mahmoud Bamia's statement on this matter?
The press freedom thing.
Yes.
So I'm linking it to that.
Okay.
So if we are looking at what's it called, the culture of silence is back, I think that is just an exaggeration. It cannot be. Because why are we here if there is culture of silence?
Right.
And is anybody harassing us with the state power? It's because we are responsible and we are behaving responsibly. If you look at Press Freedom Index from 2021 up to 2025, 2021, Ghana was ranked 30th. Then we deteriorated in 2022, 60th. 2024, then we at least improve 50th. 2023, another deterioration, 62nd. Right? And 2024, 50th. Okay. In 2025, in the period where we are claiming the culture of silence is back, we are ranked globally 39th out of 180 and 4th in Africa.
Okay.
So if maybe the opposition is crying wolf about press freedom and other things, I think that it is not supported by data. And Dr. Bawumia likes to, interrogate data. So probably if it is not a matter of political statement, he should, avert his mind to this. So I am of the view that in all of this, if any of these arrests is not following rule of law, I am for it. I'll condemn that. Because if today it is affecting someone, and you think that you do not support that person, that is it. Tomorrow it could affect you. And as he rightly pointed out, who is going to be there for you? I think that behind the scenes too, government or the leadership must equally be talking to the police. There is a thin line between demoralizing the police from doing their work and then aggravating the situation because of over-enthusiastic policemen who will want to please the powers that be, right? That they are doing things to favor them. I don't think that is the case. The president, the vice president means they don't need any of such, self-aggrandizing decisions taken by the police. That is if it is not following, due process. And so I think that it is early days yet.
But anyway, please go ahead.
Somebody to think that this particular government has degenerated into a culture of silence. It's not backed, by data. And you see, this 1961 section 207, Mr. Afenyamake, referred to 208. It is there. It is still in the books, though. This thing has been repealed. That 1-2 is still there, and they will quote, against you. Why is it that if you cannot insult your father, whether in private or in public, why must you, in the name of politics, insult, abuse, accuse, unproven things against other people, or in the name of politics? And if the parties will haul individuals who act in an anti-party manner before the disciplinary committees and could be sanctioned, in the same way, they should allow the rule of law to prevail.
Okay. All right. I guess that we'll have to move on. We have 2 more topics to look at.
I just wanted to add something small. Yes. You see, I generally agree with what Doc is saying about the need for us to, for want of a better word, be more decent in our political narrative. But you see, it is a background. I don't like doing it, but there's a gentleman called Kevin Taylor.
Okay.
You know him?
Yes, I know.
You know him?
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
I also see excerpts of some of the things he says.
No, you know him?
I don't know him personally.
No, I'm saying you've seen him.
Yes.
This man walked into this country chest out. Had the full protection of the state. When the James judiciary had made rulings against him, when no ordinary human being in Ghana should have gotten that amount of protection. Until finally he ended up in the court. And the court literally absolved him of all his sins. And then he's gone back and he's continued what he's doing. If you supported or provided shelter for Kevin Taylor and today you are condemning Abronye, that is witchcraft. If you thought that Kevin Taylor had the right to do whatever he's doing and he's still insulting people, and then Abronye is the bad one, that is not only hypocrisy, it is the height of what? Witchcraft. And I'm saying this because that is what we are doing. That is the false equivalency we are giving people. That you think that once somebody's commentary supports me, that person should have some amount of what? Cover up. But once somebody's commentary doesn't. Mama said when we justify this and we provide political coverage, political support for these people, and that's why betrayals happen. Look, I've said it. If you are in a democracy, these things are baked into the cake. People will be responsible in the way they talk. People will be. When you keep weaponizing this thing and heightening it, it leads to something. And I'm saying that. Let's take the pedal off the car small. Let's sit down and build some tolerance for some of these small things. Not like what is it? And then we begin to say that let's allow. Because, again and again, as I said, power corrupts, and absolute power will always corrupt. Absolutely.
But
just a little more.
Yeah, but you made a very strident statement about Kevin Taylor, and your claim is that Kevin Taylor has come to this country a few times under state protection. Do you know that as a matter of fact?
Well, I'm not a lawyer, but I'm thinking that
I'm not talking about the court case.
I'm making a case. If the court, and in some of the cases, the courts have found him in the case that if he was in the country, we arrested, right? So let's say this: the court says that Mr. Moro, you are here again. I'm talking like somebody who doesn't know the law. If the courts find you guilty, the first thing that they will arrest you, right? If they will not arrest you and you have come, there will be a bench warrant, or is it a table warrant, whatever warrant for you to be captured, right? That warrant is supposed to be enforced by the state.
Yes.
Let's take it one after the other.
Of course.
If you are coming to this country, the government of Ghana knows you are coming in. If there's a warrant for you, immigration services, customs services, all the state intelligence can know you are coming to the country. So, if despite that warrant, if despite all these things against you, you are allowed free passage to come. In fact, even on his way to court, he could have been arrested by the state, right? There are police officers at the court, the same court. Now, if this same man has a free passage, comes in, walks freely to court, has a case and goes out, the state enabled him. The state did. Because a private individual does not have that power, that legal power, that statutory power to allow him a free passage to go. An individual doesn't have a private. It's only the state that has the power to do that. So if we want somebody who enabled that to happen, is the state.
Right.
That's the argument I'm making. It's the state.
But I think I followed that matter not fully, but I read some excerpts of it. I do recall that when Kevin Taylor came to town, and he went to court, his matter was heard, and I think it was by 4-1 majority decision or so, he was freed.
Yes.
Okay. Then he posted something on his Facebook wall, and it said, in fact, he was even describing persons who had thought that he should be arrested as ignoramus. He said they were ignorant because, according to him, when the Supreme Court made, or when the court, I think it wasn't the Supreme Court, it was the lower courts, when they had made, when they had asked that he should be arrested, you know, apparently he said that he got his lawyers to file a stay of execution of that warrant to be arrested, or that arrest warrant. And that is why he said, according to him, he felt safe and okay to come to this country, and there's no point, as far as his understanding of the law, based on what his lawyers had told him, once a stay of execution had been filed, then he was free to come, to move into this country and move out without anybody arresting him. That was what. Can
you file a stay of execution in perpetuity? Does it have an expiry?
Well, of course it does.
So when was, you see, that I'm saying is that we should.
So we don't need to find out.
No. We cannot take what he said, because I'm making a point. What I know, or what I know is that a state of execution is not in perpetuity.
Right.
When was it filed? Did it expire? Was it continuously? And that. But again, at the end of the day, the man came inside. This same thing. I believe that a state of execution has a limit. If not, nobody go to jail. I could just file a state of persecution, and then I refuse to come to court to defend myself. So if that was the case, how did we end up here? My point is that belittle those two, or put those two together, juxtapose them. You can always find justice and defense for whatever that has happened. So if as a country we have tolerated, stomached the Kevin Taylors for 8 years, why is it that all of a sudden we cannot tolerate Abronya? That is the question I want to ask.
Okay.
If we have the stomach to tolerate Kevin Taylor, if we have stomach to tolerate people who have...
The challenge here is that Kevin Taylor is operating outside of the jurisdiction of this country. And even with that, we have persons who have felt slighted by some of the comments he's made. I mean, the likes of Ace Ananankoma and Co, who have actually sued him all the way in America. I don't know what the status of that particular case, but I'm saying that persons who feel that Kevin Taylor has said something about them and they are not happy about it, they filed all kinds of processes in court. Do you get the point I'm trying to make? But the thing about Abronya and David Sandos is that they are here.
Exactly.
So
proximity is now being what? Criminalized.
I hope the impression is not created. The impression is not created as though somebody is picking and choosing. I don't think that's the case at all. Because if you look at the case of Abronya DC, it's a case between him and the judge. And the judge said, you said some things about me I don't like. And so,
I don't want to say something about that before a judge takes me. I don't say that.
The only problem I have with that is that I honestly don't think that it was a comment which warranted him being caged for another 2 weeks. Because I'm told just yesterday, it must have been this young chap, who is this young lawyer in the NPP, what's the name of this guy? Kwesi Botwe. Yes, Kwesi Botwe Jr., who is a lawyer. He put something up on Switch, and I'm not able to independently confirm. But I want to read to you what Kwesi Botwe of the NPP, the young, I think it was one of the brilliant lawyers in the NPP. I want to look at that statement that he put up yesterday on his Facebook. Now, this is what he said. Now, let's listen to this. Let's pray for Abronye. I have just received a distress call from his wife. She tells me his condition has deteriorated significantly. She also informs me that she was only granted access to him yesterday after being denied since Wednesday. She confirms that Abronye has neither eaten nor taken his medication since his detention. It should be noted that prior to his detention, he traveled out of the jurisdiction to seek medical care. And she says, despite today being my birthday, I'm compelled to post this due to the gravity of her account and the urgency of the situation. Denying accused persons access to legal counsel, family food, and medical care is nothing but torture. It is also concerning that Abronye's legal team has still not received the record of proceedings despite formally requesting it on the day of his detention. Is the government in a position to face the consequence of anything if anything happens to Abronye? So then he now poses the question to the government. And that's where I'm a bit confused, because I would have thought that he would pose this question to the judge.
Because I just want to say one thing. I just want to say because of what you're saying, and because it involves a judge, I'm scared. So I want to say something. Wherever you are, please say a prayer for Abronye. Not the politician, not the Bono Regional Chairman, not the MP member, but a human being. Wherever you are, pray for his safety. Pray for his security. Pray that the good Lord will keep him. Because his lawyer is saying that the guy has a health problem. He's saying the guy has not eaten. He's talking of lack of access. Wherever you are, just say a small prayer for him, that the good Lord will keep him, that the good Lord will strengthen him, and the good Lord will keep him in health as he goes through these trials and tribulations. That at the end of the day, if justice is done and he's released, we will know that justice is done. If justice is not also done and he's sent to prison, then we know he's in full prison. But whatever you do, do not ignore him in your worst wishes and prayers, because we know what happens when these things happen.
Okay.
I pray for Abronye, I pray for your life, and I pray for your safekeep, and I pray that God will visit you in prison like he visited great men in the Bible.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
God will visit Abronye.
All right. So
out of sympathy.
So look, let's
Taylor.
Okay.
Because I don't think that a style of journalism or politicking, if he had found himself in this country under President Akufo-Addo, do you think he would have had his freedom? I don't think that would have happened. You understand? That would never have happened. So if others are misbehaving, they have to face the rule of law. That is my position. Do you get the point?
Okay.
So at the end of the day, everybody must have his or her day. We must behave responsibly.
All right.
Mr. Kevin Taylor is not in our jurisdiction.
Okay.
You see, our laws must be seen to work.
All right.
We have value system to protect. So if you are comparing Abronye with Kevin Taylor, I wouldn't want to join that discussion.
Okay.
But what is here is what...
In all of these, as for me, my position on this matter, yes, we can have a discussion about sometimes some of the excesses that accompany some of these speeches that are being made by individuals. But I think that in all of this, I think that the political parties must also begin to rein their people in. We spend more time castigating, condemning, and attacking and taking people on for reacting to what somebody has said. But we don't spend that same amount of time advising them that be measured in what you say.
Look at what Abronye did to Kennedy Japan. If he were to be, within the same party.
So I'm just saying that. I'm just saying that in all of this, we don't have to do politics of insults. Nobody gets votes because they're insulting somebody. I don't think there's anybody here who wake up in the morning and say, I'm going to queue because I like these people, they're insulting, so let me go and vote for them. I don't think anybody who does that.
You see, if NDC gets over 6 million, MPP around 5 million. And on your register, you don't even have 2 million on your register. Then it means that there are some people who are not hardcore members of your party.
Floating voters. You've talked
Some
about
floating voters.
Yes, swing voters.
You don't attract floating voters with this kind of journalism or vituperative attacks.
The political parties
So I don't expect Dr. Babian to identify himself with him. Any other person, fine. But not Abronia's type of.
Let me read this message by. So you're very so one of our ardent one of our ardent viewers, and he's a gentleman I'm yet to meet, but I like his perspectives that he shares. Master Planner Junior, yes, from Kintampo. He's a policy analyst. He says, great insights from Dr. Zato. Watching you live from Frankfurt. Hey, Master Planner, you're a big man. You, me and you, we there for a cry. What did they do for Germany?
No, he did Kintampo. Say Master Planner Kintampo. It can't possible. You be there.
The one who said
you be there.
He said he's sending me a message from Kintampo. Yeah, the man sent to Germany. Anyway, so it says that it says the incoming MPP National Youth Organizer Commander, Chris Nana Lloyd and Commander Mandela. He says he's there with them in Germany with the two of them. Oh, wow. It's a special greetings to Osahini Afenyomakin, Honorable Anodompre, Honorable Sabi Oku, a lawyer Henry Nana Boachi, and the lawyer Justin Frimpong-Kodia, JFK. God bless them abundantly for the support. Master Planner Junior Policy Analyst from Kintampo. So he's saying a big thanks to the likes of Nana Lloyd, Commander Mandela, Osahini Apenyo King, Honorable Anodompre, Honorable Sabi Oku, and also lawyer Henry Nadabachi, and lawyer Justin Frimpong-Kodia. He's saying a big thanks to them for, I believe, he's not told me this, but I believe it's because they facilitated his trip to Germany. But he won't tell me what he's going to do in Germany. Now he won't tell me. Master Planner, anyway, good to hear from you. So I want us to, and then also Reverend Jones Latte, he's also sent us this message. It says that lawmakers have no business making statements at press conference. Apenyo knows very well that the best place to deal with political persecution is to draw the attention of the Speaker of Parliament and raise the matter in Parliament for debate. Is Dr. Zato saying that the arrest of Arbonia was done at the instruction of the government? Is he aware of the separation of powers in Ghana? Yes, the bill conditions in Ghana is terrible. However, no government must be held responsible for the decision of a judge. And okay, he wants to know whether he was arrested, whether Arbonia was arrested because he violated the bill conditions. It's not too clear what exactly was the reason why he's been remanded in custody for 2 more weeks, and it's information which we're not privy to. But perhaps when we speak to the lawyers, I'm sure Zato can get some more information from some of his friends. I'm also doing the same. I've sent a message out for them to tell us what exactly was the reason why he's been remanded for 2 weeks in custody. Anyway, so...
Have you forgotten the young guys who went on demonstration against Galamsey?
Oh, you mean
2024.
Oh, you mean Occupy the Jolobi guys, and what happened to them?
How many days were they remanded for? They were denied bail.
Yeah, they were denied bail. Are you talking about Oliver Bakavoma and
yes, all of them.
All of them, yes. Anyway.
People who are fighting for a good cause.
Yes. So gentlemen, there's another matter which is very political in nature, and I want us to watch this video.
National chairman was saying that he's doing his tour, his thank you tour.
Do you agree with that?
My opinion has always been that we could have done it together. But the national chairman is doing it because everybody is busy doing something else. That is what he's doing. But I'm saying that irrespective of that, as stakeholders, since we won election, the relationship between the party and government haven't been the best. It is not about jobs. It's not about who gives who job. It's not about who didn't give who job. I'm saying the relationship between the party and the government to ensure that we succeed together have not been the best.
When you say the party, are you referring to the party at the base or party at Adabraka versus the Jubilee House?
No, there's no Adabraka and Jubilee House.
What I mean is at the head office of the National Executive.
I am the elected head of the party's administration in terms of deputy. I'm the deputy general secretary. It means that all NDC people trusted that we can manage their affairs. And the arrowhead is the president, who is the leader. The second in command is the national chairman. So in most cases, the national chairman is de facto if the president is not around. We have situations where it switches. The president is the leader of the party. He is also the leader of government. And I'm saying that our relationship as a party and as government have not been the best. It may not have been deliberate because when we came, there was too much pressure, everybody running here and there. We are doing well. Everybody is praising us for stabilizing the economy, stabilizing this, stabilizing that. But the danger is that we are leaving our party behind. And I'm concerned, as the officer in charge of operation, I am concerned that we have to go back into conclave to assess what we have done so far, what we have not done, so that we correct same and move on. The stakeholdership of the party is so huge. Look, every election cycle, there are people who go home. So we have former national executives, former constituency executives, former regional executives, who are part of the stakeholders of this party. Anytime we win election, a number of people go home. We have former appointees, i.e. former ministers, former MPs, former DCs, who are stakeholders of this party. They are also sitting on the fence. We have current executive structure from the branch to national. We have ministers, we have CEOs. Even though we have ministers, we have CEOs, we have board members who are also stakeholders of this party.
To be honest, I feel very sad for President John Dramani Mahama. I mean, the betrayal of President John Dramani Mahama is monumental.
Yeah, it's true.
There's a gentleman who came to the people of Ghana and said, look, there are problems with the country, and I want to solve the problems in the educational sector, in health sector, and so on. He proclaimed a reset agenda. And he appointed people to assist him to realize that objective. And many of the people he appointed to help him to realize that objective, they don't just care. They don't care about reset. They don't care about restructuring the economy. They don't care about anything. All they care about is replacing him. What? Poor Mahama. Poor Mahama. And he's sitting there being held hostage. You know, and he's not been able to crack the whip. And they're dancing around him in circles and making nonsense of all the proclamations he has made. It's unbelievable. Visit the NDC social media platforms and see what is happening there. Who is talking about how to achieve the 24-hour economy? That's not their concern. It's about who is going to replace Mahama. It's so sad, it's unbelievable. So he appointed these people to help him leave a legacy. The people he appointed to help him to leave a legacy are saying to us that, oh, don't worry, very soon you'll become a lame duck. That's what they say. Yeah. They say, oh, by next year you'll be a lame dog. You have no power. We don't have to respect him. So let's start our campaign. What?
And they're actually campaigning. Can you just imagine?
Don't you pity President Mahama? It's so sickening, it's sad. And what does this tell the people of Ghana? What this tells the people of Ghana is that those at the helm of affairs don't care about us. They don't care about us. It's about themselves. Their ambition to become president. And sometimes I wonder whether they understand what it means to be president. Sometimes I suspect that it's about just driving in convoys with sirens and so on, the trappings of office. And quite frankly, David, some of the people who want to be president, look at them. Do they look like presidents? Do you think they have the capacity to be president? What is this rubbish? And it's happening all the time. In spite of caution by well-meaning people, it's getting worse. I know as a fact that the Council of Elders of the National Democratic Congress at some stage last year saw that this was causing a lot of problems and that it could divide the party, derail the party, and push the party into opposition, and decided to take some measures. I know what measures they took. And I know who went to the Council of Elders of the NDC to promise that they were going to stop. Have they stopped?
All right. So the NDC's internal issues and the quest to succeed the president, John Dramani Mahama, after 2028. This matter has come up several times, but this is the first time the Deputy General Secretary, who's also a Deputy Director of Operations at the Presidency, has had to comment on this matter. And in that same interview, I guess he did one on, he's done 2 separate interviews or so, and I've monitored a set of it on YouTube and some other platforms where he also talks about strained relationship between the party and the government, and he thinks that must be fixed. In fact, he ends that interview by calling on the party's elders to come in and intervene and call people to order and also fix what he believes is the cracks within the party. So let's the cracks within the government as a result of the people's personal ambitions. Let me take this breather and just give us a few minutes. It's a very interesting conversation. Stay with us.
Finding the ideal property shouldn't be a daunting task. At MNC Properties, we believe everyone deserves a place to call home. That's why we specialize in providing affordable housing options under our flagship project, Fresh Property Joy, specifically designed for low and medium income earners. Our range of customizable homes includes 2- and 3-bedroom standard and executive options, all meticulously crafted using innovative interlocking brick technology. We understand the importance of simplicity and convenience in the acquisition process. That's why we have designed our procedures to be straightforward and hassle-free, offering flexible payment options tailored to your individual needs. In addition to our affordable homes, we proudly offer litigation-free lands for sale in vibrant and upscale communities that present the perfect opportunity to build your dream home. We are committed to making affordable housing a reality, providing you with the joy of owning a home that meets your budgets and aspirations. Whether you're looking to buy, rent, or invest, we've got you covered. Our service team is ready to assist you on 030-255-1917. MNC Properties.
As the days come and go, there's always shit. Let colleagues explore all the planetary bodies. Our mission is in Uranus to treat hemorrhoids, anal fistula, anal fissure, anal incontinence, hydradenitis suppurativa, using laser ligature for pain-free and speedy recovery. On Uranus Street, Accra, is Main Tuber Hospital and Coloproctology Center. Trust Uranus with us and we will delight you. Visit Main Tuber Hospital today or call us on 0244 581 541.
Wabedum tamaso. Hey, J. Watch it, na learning. Missy, watch and learn. Mekwema besisia. Abozege. Akache say no ya konate and the more drink woman. Hey. But I didn't mean. Oh, sorry. She knew her old days. Eji, Dabio, baby wom. Ready? Hey, baby wom. Ah, Eji. I'll cause some discomfort. Ah. Sorry, well, uncle, where would the dad? Why your funeral? At your phone for Aerofield Trading. Sorry, it killed them all.
No mum share landa daya was mosquito call esudu womunumu. Na say spray with them musa. Chaisima edronum ansana ko dynamo.
And Kratoi FDA ajatum.
This Easter, Estate Masters Limited is giving you more reasons to celebrate in our extended Easter promo. Secure your dreamland at Nest Cottage, Chopoli with a massive 15% discount. Or choose Palm Hills, Gomwa Pamfukurum, also at 15% discount. And for lovers of the coast, Coastal Park Ningo Prampram awaits you at 10% discount. Plus, enjoy free site visits and free documentation because we make land ownership simple. This Easter, don't just celebrate, invest in your future. Estate Masters Limited, your most preferred estate partner.
Hello dear ones, I'm Yvonne Laye, also known as Tante Marie. I'm inviting you to come massively to Metro TV on 23rd May 2026 on AU Day for Cook Africa. So I'm inviting everybody, all Ghanaians, all Francophones, all Ivorians, come in your numbers to discover the Ivorian dishes. There will be a lot of acheke, a lot of grills, and come and sample other different dishes from Côte d'Ivoire. Donc j'invite toute la communauté ivoirienne, la communauté francophone, toute personne qui veut déguster les plats ivoiriens, venez nombreux, venez nous soutenir parce qu'il y aura aussi une compétition. C'est toute l'Afrique qui sera représentée, donc venez et puis célébrons la fête de AUD ensemble, le 23 mai 2026.
All right, so watching Good Morning Ghana on the Metro Television. I'm still here with Dr. Jonathan Asante-Okyere, who is the Executive Director of the African Institute for Strategic Studies, or ALF, Strategic Studies, and also he's a Senior Lecturer at the University of Cape Coast in Political Science, and also he has Dr. Joshua, Sorry? Yeah, and also a political analyst, that's very true. And also Dr. Joshua Jebutie Zato, he's a Senior Lecturer, Policy Analyst, and also a Senior Fellow of APL. That's Africa Policy Lens. Yeah. All right. Let's. What do you make of this concerns and what I'll call misgivings about two things? The Deputy General Secretary of the party says the relationship between the party and the government is not the best. It means there are some challenges, there are issues. And then he also raises the issue about persons who have ambitions of succeeding the president, John Dramani Mahama, and the fact that that is creating some challenges within the government. Now, he believes that, in fact, let me just read the story on my Joe Online, and it says that the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC, Mustafa Bande, has cautioned party members against engaging in early presidential maneuvering, urging them instead to focus on supporting President John Dramani Mahama to deliver on his mandate. Now, speaking on Channel 1 TV, May 12, Bande said the government party must avoid distractions that could derail its administration barely 15 months into office. He stressed that discussions surrounding future flag bearer contests were premature and risk weakening the government's ability to fulfill its promises to Ghanaians. According to him, the NDC's immediate priority should center on governance, job creation, and improving living conditions rather than internal political calculations. He warns that individuals positioning themselves for future leadership roles could create division within the party and undermine efforts to consolidate public confidence ahead of the next election cycle. Mr. Bande insists that no individual's ambition should supersede the interest of the party, stating that the NDC would not hesitate to act against activities deemed distracting the government's agenda. Whoever wants to be flag bearer, you're not bigger than the party. That the pockets of ambitions constitute an absolute distraction to our mandate. And he says his comments come amid growing speculation about possible succession ambitions within the NDC, with discussions in political circles linking figures such as Johnson Asade Nkita, Chief of Staff Julius Zebra, to future presidential consideration. He maintains that the focus should remain firmly on helping the Mahama administration succeed rather than entertaining conversations about who may lead the party in the future. But Dr. Jonathan Asante, I've also heard some people say, but this is to be expected. I mean, look, whether we like it or not, this is Mahama's second term. And usually in second terms, unless, of course, there's what appears to be more like a de facto successor. as has happened in the case of the NDC in the past, where Professor Mills was declared as Swedru, you know, and Rollins also told, well, I'm saying Rollins was like de facto leader from PNDC, the AFRC PNDC to 1992 and so on and so forth. Otherwise, it's to be expected because, as some have argued, in fact, most of Ogbande agrees that this is the first time the NDC, really truly speaking, is going to go to a democratic exercise where names are going to be put out, where everybody is going to be contesting to really truly elect a leader. You know, because when John Mahama became, it was almost obvious he was the one who was going to lead. When the likes of Dr. Dufour and Professor Labi and Kojo Bonsu, I mean, it was given that he's the man to beat. But in the case, it's not too clear, and everybody now wants to have a fair shot at this ambition. So, I don't know where you stand. I mean, are people exaggerating, or you think that there are real issues there?
It is not an exaggeration.
Okay.
Moro, it is not. And in fact, I doff my hat out for Mr. Mustafa Bande.
Okay.
For boldly making such claims, short of mentioning names.
But under internal structures or internal mechanisms for him to have channeled his grievances through, why did he have to come public?
Refer to Dr. Kalustu's statement.
Okay.
What was that for? It was obviously to let everybody know, and appointees and whoever, be on guard that the president is aware of what is happening. The other thing that is more dangerous is the fact that it is not about people positioning themselves, as it were, you know, to take over from Mr. Mahama, His Excellency. It is the process of sabotaging. The undermining is more dangerous. You see, maybe I've reiterated it. Let me reiterate this thing once again. Why should Mr. Haruna complain about clearance? The clearance is like people in the education sector were foisting it around his neck. Then he says that no, it cannot be his entire destiny. It's supposed to come from the finance ministry. So, is he insinuating a sabotage? Finance minister comes with a response, which for me wasn't that good in terms of positive publicity, because like making us believe that, you know, there isn't much space, you know, for things of that nature. And of course, he's speaking finance. But at that point, will you consider that as a sabotage? I don't know. Because if the education minister gets the clearance, obviously you'll be in the good books of a certain number of people. That gives him that particular leverage going forward. So let's just say if the finance minister is interested, then you can make a conclusion that there is a sabotage. If he is not, is he doing it on behalf of someone who is also a potential candidate?
But what will be,
then apart from that,
what will even be the basis for any sabotage, whether seeming or real? Because as we speak, I don't think Ato Forcing has told anybody publicly that he wants to contest the flag bearership. Neither has Haruna Idrisu told anybody that he wants to contest the flag bearership. People are free to speculate based on the kind of leadership, you know, qualities that they're exhibiting, to say that, well, this person is a potential flag bearer of the NDC. Now, you can only suspect sabotage when you know it as a matter of fact that somebody wants what you also want, and the person is doing everything possible to undermine you. But in this case, I haven't heard, not privately or publicly, that any of these gentlemen, whether Haruna Idrisu or Ato Forcing, has gone to say it anywhere that they are interested in. You know, so I'm wondering what really is the basis for that sabotage. What really is the basis for it?
Well, since you are not in that, you know, kitchen, you may not know.
Okay.
Or appreciate some of these things. So, for example, I wouldn't want to say if it is a sabotage. But
even then, Haruna Idrisu I don't think. I haven't heard him. I know that I have not heard Haruna Idris go somewhere to go and say that, well, he feels sabotaged because he wants X, Y, Z, and the finance ministry is not doing that. And so he thinks it's a case of sabotage. I don't know. He only talked about the fact that if it's about the video you're referencing, where he said, well, I want to recruit X, but I've not gotten clearance from the finance ministry for me to do it. And that's why we have the situation we're having. Some people have read all kinds of meetings, then they're entitled to it. You know, but whether that in itself is a fact, I'm not sure.
The word sabotage is my word.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be clearly stated. It could be a mere perception. It could be a reality.
Okay.
Politics is also more about perception sometimes. You need to look at the optics and then draw your own conclusions. I think for now, if there is internal despondency, why? Because the leadership, why is Mr. Bande complaining that the relationship between government and the party has not been the best?
Yeah.
Who represents the party? Which people, which category of people is he referring to as the party? Is it the leadership? Is he, what's the name? Morris Sander.
Yes.
Asking, is it the leadership or the grassroots? There is general despondency on the ground. The government is doing creditably well. The indicators are there. The president, the vice president, the team, they have done creditably well. So why are they drawing daggers onto themselves? They don't have to openly say it. They have friends, they have peers, they converse, they hear things. So for example, I was looking at the Feed Ghana, is it Juma or something, Feed Ghana program. The president cut short for the plant to be built at Bichim.
Yeah.
The Nkukwa Ketenkete have been distributed. How is it that up to now, it's supposed to have about 6 months, they should have built that thing? So where is the money? Somebody is not releasing the money for that work to be done. That work is still progressing, no money has been paid. Is it because it is assumed that the Greek minister has that, what is it called, ambition, either real or unreal, as you suggested, whether it is speculation or it is speculation? Whom are you trying to sabotage? It's the president. He is the appointer. So, big push. Look at the way big push is pushing itself everywhere. So, maybe Mr. Kwame Agbodja doesn't have presidential ambition. Is that the case that big push is continuing unabated? I think that they must look at the legacy that the president intends to have. Because becoming a flag bearer, you are not going to rely on the things that they did prior to 2016, 2012. No, people will remember 2024 to 2028 more than any of those previous years. So if the president does not have the peace of mind to do things of that nature, everybody else, you are going to be laughing at the wrong side of your mouth. Then secondly, I have said that if the MPP, if the NDC will win or lose the 2028, it's based on two things, win or lose. One, the legacy of the president. And by far, it is far better than what they inherited. So if by 2028, inflation that you met at 23.8 is now 24, 25, even 30, you are in trouble. It means that there is a reason to bring that about me. If that GDP, which is now 45, ended at 65, or so it's 41 or 45, 61 as at 2024, then 45, as at the end of 2025. If it goes beyond 61, they have every reason to bring back the Tabaumia, right? If the interest rate should go beyond 29, 30, today it is obviously even in the, what's it called, lower digits, 14, 10, and so on and so forth. Even if you look at Treasury bill, the rate and other things. If this rate go beyond, right, what they met, there is every reason that Ghanaians want to bring Mr. Baumia back, and so on and so forth. If the cedi depreciates against the dollar than what you met, what is that? Then, because these are the 4 or 5 major areas that affect every Ghanaian, wherever you are. Because today, if not long ago, before the US, Iraq, Iran, and Israel war, what was the price of fuel? we were enjoying consistent reduction because of the strength of the city. But in the previous years, I was buying it at a gallon of 75 cedis. So if it goes beyond that, Ghanaians will have a reconsideration, right? Those are the things. Then the other one, the transition. The transition, which Mr. Bundy and Dr. Callistus have had cause to complain, because the president is worried, because the only thing he will have to do is to raise his machete and cut. He doesn't have anybody to please. After all, he's just a one term. When he's done, he's done. But he should secure his government and create the peace.
But Doc, I'm working with you. You are my appointee. I have heard that you have an ambition. I have given you KPIs. You are meeting those KPIs. Why do I care whether you have an ambition or not?
As long as your ambition is a distraction.
How? I've given you KPIs.
Yes.
I've given you KPIs. The deliverables are there. You're supposed to meet them. I said, leave this one, take it there. Do this, do that. I'm doing it.
If that were the
how
case,
does my ambition?
How
does my ambition bother the president?
If that were the case, why would they be complaining?
No, people are free to complain, which is fine. But I'm just saying that we must also begin to critique and interrogate the basis for the complaint.
Okay.
If there's a certain minister or there's an appointee who has an ambition, but the person, this appointee, is not delivering, then you have basis to say that, look, you now you're not doing the job well. And you too, instead of focusing on fixing the challenges or fixing your incompetence, you are rather focusing on ambition. So go and stay at home.
Right.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
But I'm saying that if the appointee is doing their job, I don't have, and I am the appointing authority, or I am the appointor. I have no reason to reshuffle you or to take you out of that position. As far as I'm concerned, you're doing a good job.
Yes.
Why must just the fact that a mere hearsay that you have an ambition be a reason or sufficient basis for me to say that I am reshuffling you or I'm sacking you? I mean, what kind of... Then the man will perhaps sack a lot of his appointees. Because as we sit, there are close to about 20 people who are waiting for the bell to be rung, for them to say they are interested.
Yeah. I get your point.
You know, and for all you know, that appointee is perhaps one of your brightest spots. Or Yejumanu, he's doing the job, he's delivering.
You see?
So if I don't have any reason to think that you are being sidetracked or you're being distracted by your ambition, why would I sack you?
What?
There are people who don't have ambition, but they are not doing anything.
Yeah, Moro, yes, I agree. What is the basis of the disconnect? What is the basis of the disconnect between the government and the party?
Yes.
The chairman of the party,
national
if he has
chairman.
an ambition, the national chairman, Mr. Sidin Katia, the man I highly respect,
right.
If he has an ambition of becoming the flag bearer of the party, do you think there could be a disconnection?
Again, let me ask you this question.
And you see, the chairman is not an appointer.
He's not.
That is
Yes, he's not an appointee.
Of the president.
He's not an appointee. I agree.
Appointee,
yes.
He's not an appointee of the president.
True. He's not an appointee. He's
so
a party
that in
officer.
itself is very dicey. That in itself is
but
very
that
dicey.
Is why perhaps
so take for
example,
example, he is going on thank you tour.
Yes.
You were elected before the president.
Yes.
Why didn't you go on a thank you tour when you were elected?
But I said
why must it be a situation where the president has gone on a thank you tour already? He has been elected freshly. Then you also decide to go on a thank you tour. Well, it is not bad. But a situation where if you listen to what Mr. Bande said, he should have equally been part of the thank you tour.
No problem. In order to give context to the conversation we're having, in order to enrich it, you recall that this matter came out before.
Yes.
Asedun Ketia had granted an interview. It was the same, my younger brother Umar Sanda. My younger brother Umar Sanda. He asked him, why was going to thank you tour? I don't know if we still have that video. But I heard the national chairman say, the reason why I'm going for that thank you tour is because I promised the people. And he says that he wants to be a man of
his word,
credibility, or a man of my word. I told the people, regardless of the outcome of the 2024 election, I'll be back. Now, everybody is free to hypothesize why he would want to come back, regardless of the outcome. Whether he has his own ambition or not, people are free to do so. But I'm saying that the man says, I made a promise. I must fulfill the promise. I must walk my talk.
And that's why he's going on that campaign, the thank you tour. Can you then say that don't do it because I suspect that you have an ambition?
No, I agree with the chairman.
As for how the thank you tour is being organized, where Mustafa Gwande says he would have wished that perhaps Mustafa Gwande, is part of the team that's going on that thank you tour.
Yeah.
And that's his opinion. That for the national chairman alone to be going around and meeting party foot soldiers, of course, for the regional executives and so on.
You also created the impression that as a national chairman, as if you were the only person who was elected and who appreciates the election that has been given.
Yeah, but he didn't.
So anybody else?
He didn't say it before the election. That when the NDC wins the election, myself, Barbara Samoa, Fifi Abikwete, Akogan, Sami Jinfi will come back to you to thank you. That's not a promise. The promise that me personally, I'll come.
When the president goes on a thank you tour,
yes,
he doesn't go alone.
Yeah, but that's the president.
But this is the national chairman acting in the capacity as a national chairman.
Well,
he should have gone with everybody else. It is probably because others do not see the genuineness in the thank you tour. At least it is good.
What does
if he had gone on a thank you tour,
hold on.
Immediately after his election as a national chairman, it would have made perfect sense.
What does this solo move? What is wrong with it?
It puts him in the limelight.
How?
If he has, of course. If you look at, for example, some of the polls that have come out, it puts him, because on a regular basis, it's in the media. It may be a falsity, a false assumption. It could be a reality. That's why I said he's a man I respect. But the man is also a very strategic person. Politics is about strategy. Though he's not going out there saying that I want to contest. People have assumed that, look, there is some ambition behind this. And you see, this thank you tour, he's doing it methodically. You see, he's doing it methodically. So it's like he's picking and choosing as and when it suits him. Look, that is the reality. This is strategy. Pure strategy. So you see, when there is a disconnect, disconnect between government and everything, that is the reality. No, you see, it is better you speak it, you say it in public.
He may disappoint you and say he will not be contest. He may disappoint you.
I don't have any this thing. You get the point. But you see,
yes, you. Oh, are you also interested in commenting on it? This one is Dr. Jonathan's party matter.
Thank you.
Or you have an opinion on it?
I'm just saying that. Look, these
you know how to stay outside. You want to come inside.
Look, these lamentations coming from the NDC are depressing.
Why?
It's just wrong. Stop it, NDC.
Why?
You have not even done 2 years. It's too early for these woes, pathologies, lamentations. It's just depressing. That's not the research you promised. That's not what you gave us. And the reason why they're coming this early is because there is a spectacular disconnect between what the NDC is selling and what the party and their forces are feeling. That is the bane of content. That is what is producing this disconnect. You heard Doc listed. Inflation is down, yes. Dollar is down, yes. Interest rate is down. All this and blah blah is down.
Dollar is not down. CD are peaking. Let me accept it.
So if this is happening, if the economy is booming, if things are doing good, why are the foot soldiers of the NDC lamenting and complaining? So it means that on paper this is happening, but it's not affecting them. There's research to show that. The Africa Policy Lens research clearly shows that. Every research shows that people are suffering. Food insecurity is getting worse. So is this disconnect that is causing it? 1. 2, I heard the Venerable Kwesi Pratt lamenting about this same issue. Mr. Kwesi Pratt, please, weep not for John Mahama and the NDC. Weep for our poison rivers. Weep for Galamsey. Weep for the poor cocoa farmers, the poor maize farmers, the poor rice farmers, the poor yam farmers. Weep for the unemployed nurses and the unemployed teachers. What? Weep for them. Do not weep for the NDC because the NDC knows what they are doing. If somebody has to weep for them, they are those that demand your sympathy. Because you see, if these people were not treated this way, we wouldn't be here we are. The NDC is getting heat from the grassroots up. They are getting heat from poor maize farmers in Sisala East and poor rice farmers and maize farmers. They are getting poor. So it's oozing up and they are feeling it. That is why these limitations. People are trying to jump the ship. Mustafa Gwandi is in a hurry to jump a sinking ship. He's trying to make sure that when the day comes, he can tell them that I was on your side. The national chairman is trying to jump a sinking ship. He's trying to tell them that I was on your side, not on the government side. Because you made this point here, you just made it here. The president is not a lame duck president. President John Dramani Mahama is not a lame duck president. He's probably one of the most experienced presidents in this country. Because he's seen it all. He's seen his last time. He is not weak, he's not lame duck. So if he can crack the whip, why is he not cracking the whip? The point I'm saying is that I want you to understand.
And I'm asking, why must he crack the whip?
Good. I don't know. He shouldn't. I'm just saying he's not weak, he's strong, he's not lame duck, he's still in charge. Let me tell you why. The NDC, since their inception, has a succession plan. That's a history. You know that plan. In 1992, since Rawlings became president, there was a succession plan. It started in 1998 with the famous Suede Road Declaration. He held, lecture virtually held, Milton Stand and said, "This is my heir apparent, in whom I'm well pleased." It caused serious trouble in the NDC. Busitano left to go and form Reform Party. A lot of things happened, but the NDC stuck to that. They lost the 2000 elections, lost the 2004 elections, but they stuck to Professor Mills. Came to power in 2008. They kept to that tradition. Even when Professor Mills passed me, he saw rest in perfect peace. And Professor Mahama became. He wasn't basically contested because the NDC still, they got Professor Mahama to continue and go to 2008 and left. So the NDC has a tradition of selecting who replaces them. If you go by the NDC's tradition, the next person, the rightful person to succeed President Mahama should be Professor Jane Opoku Nana. That is their tradition. These early and premature ejaculations and moving around in politics is happening because they are trying to abandon that tradition. They are trying to, knock the woman down. They are trying to prevent us from having the first female presidential candidate and probably the first female president. That is where this whole thing is coming from. People think that the sitting vice president is weak. People think that the sitting vice president is not a presidential material. People that she cannot run, and so they are trying to overtake her. That is the bane of the problem. Let's say it like that. Mr. Pratt, if you are whipping, mention names. Mention that the national chairman of the party is out there campaigning when the government is barely 2 years in place. Say it, mention his name. His name is, what's the name? I say don't catch it. Mention that name. The people lamenting is that the Minister of Education is sitting on media saying that I want to employ more nurses. The nurses will promise to employ. But I do not have money. The Minister of Finance is not giving me money to employ them. Mention that. Mention that the Minister of Health is saying that I want to employ more nurses to help solve the problem, but the Minister of Finance is not giving more money. Mention that. Mention that. Say that the big push is not pushing because either through sole sourcing they didn't get the right contractors or somebody sleeping on the job. Mention names, drop names. Let's name a shame. My point is, when we try to be more cuddly about these issues, we let it fester. The president is not a lame duck. The president is strong. The president is in charge. Mentioning and let us go there. If you don't do that, it happens. So, for the NDC, the only can say that go back to your roots. Go back to whom you are. Whom you are has a tradition. If you do that, and if the whole power of the state, Rawlings brought the whole power of the government to support Mills. He did it. Rawlings wasn't a coward. Rawlings was brave man. He said, this is my successor in whom I trust. It came to happen. Professor Mills did that with John Mahama. Let the government do that. If you don't do that, this is not going to happen. These are natural things. Look, in every political party's life, succession plans are the most vicious and they're also the most destructive. Succession plans. Because there it becomes an internal contest, especially this particular one. Because see, if President Mahama was going 2 terms, then you could just know that all these ambitions will be nabbed about. But the fact that he has only 1 term to go, it fuels the sense. And look, they are natural. Ambitions in politics are natural. They come with the territory. People do not come into power just to be someone. No, they have ambitions to become president, and you cannot tell them when to be and when not to be. So they are natural. And that's why when the people was doing their primaries, and people were saying vicious and nasty things, and we were like, oh, the party Nubegu, party Nubegu. I say, hey, listen, you don't know what you're talking about because we've seen it before. And I told people that wait until the NDC starts. Wait until the NDC starts. There will be blood on the streets. It will be more vicious than this. And this is what we are seeing. We see just 1.5 years. If this continues to December, come to next year, listen. And I've told you, it's just beginning. And you are beginning to see it. So please, let's not pretend. Politicians will be politicians. None of these people will put their ambitions on hold because of what Mr. Kwesi Pratt is saying. No. None of them will put their business on hold because of what Mr. Ogbande is saying. They won't put their business on hold. But I'm saying that if the economy was doing that well, then these limitations will not come. And there's another thing that Doc says that I think that we need to address that thing. This false narrative that if the economy is doing well, the incumbent government automatically wins. It's a false narrative. It's not backed by anything. It's not backed by any data, any science. J.A. Kufuor inherited a HIPIC economy.
Yes.
He handed over a middle-income economy to Mills. By any stretch of the imagination, the economy J.A. Kufuor inherited was one of the best in this country, but yet NPP lost the elections. That is within this country. Let me give another. I don't want to give foreign examples. Look, if you compare the performance of Trump, first Trump to this, and
to be fair to Dr. Jonathan Ochi, he only mentioned economy as one factor.
I'm saying, I agree. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that he's not the. I've just taken it. I'm saying that we have this false narrative.
You don't think the economy is a key determinant?
It's necessary, but it's not sufficient.
Well,
people vote for leaders. The economy, because today, I've just made a point. When you say the economy is doing well, today you and I, and even Doug will agree, cocoa farmers will not tell you the economy is doing well.
Right.
They will disagree with you. Maize farmers, in Tumu, in Techima, in Bono, in Clavington, or rice farmers, they will not agree with you the economy is doing well. Chicken and poultry farmers in Greater Accra, maize rice farmers in Ketu North and Votori, they will not tell you the economy is doing well. So what they are voting for, if it's the economy, that is their economy. Their economy is not that, see, they are picking. Their economy is not that inflation is down. Their economy is not that, their economy is that a bag of maize is now selling about 250, and you need about 2-3 of them to buy a bag of fertilizer. So that's what I'm saying. Eventually, people also vote for a leader. The economy might be necessary, but it's not sufficient for you to win power. So we should stop this trend because it may lead to people, for one way, padding the numbers, padding the figures, think that it could work. Now, point is that if the economy was actually doing well, if cocoa farmers were happy, rice farmers or maize farmers was happy, the heat that the industry is getting from the girl will not be there. And then this early jockeying for power will not come. Everybody will be on the scene. I'm saying that people are preparing the ground to jump the ship if their thing is sinking.
But even if, let's even say granted, let's proceed with your argument that, and that's not to say I agree, so let's agree.
Yeah, agree.
That the economy is not doing well.
No, I'm not saying I've agreed. It's still, I've mentioned it.
I know, because you said...
No, that's not what I'm saying. That even if the economy is doing well,
yes,
it's not necessary, it's not sufficient.
No, even if means that.
Okay,
you don't agree.
If the economy
for the
is
sake
doing
of
well,
argument.
a good economy, let me put this so you get it.
Okay.
A good economy might be necessary, but it's not sufficient for to win power.
Okay. I'm saying to you that even if the economy was doing, or let me rather put it this way, are you saying that the fact that the economy is doing well or not doing well means that if people don't have jobs, they must not complain?
No, they must, what I'm saying is this.
Yes.
It's like you're talking what I'm saying.
Yes.
Everybody's economy is different.
Yes.
There's the general economy. There's what is, let me say on paper, what is it? But the question is, you are a cocoa farmer. And they've told you that, see, they are picking.
Yes.
They've told you that interest rates are down.
Yes.
They've told you that inflation is down.
Yes.
Are
because,
you
you see, hold on. Doc talked about the fact that there's some despondency,
yes,
on the part of the rank and file of the NDC, based on his own
he said it,
knowledge of what's happening on the ground.
Yes.
And you are saying that one of the reasons why there's this whole talk about the strained relationship between party and government is because the party foot soldiers are not happy. And that, why is it that, and I hope I understand what you're saying.
Keep going.
Why is it that an economy, even though the government touts its economic, success and so on, why are the party foot soldiers complaining?
That's a legitimate question.
And so I'm saying that statement then begs the question that does the fact that the economy is doing well mean that if somebody has fought or campaigned for their party to come to power, and they are looking for some small opportunities, either to some small contract here, or they want to get a job here, or they want to get scholarship here, and so on and so on, and they are not getting it.
Yes.
Are you saying that in itself is symptomatic of a bad economy? Is that what you're saying?
No, that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying,
so I need some clarity on
what I'm
that.
saying
Yes.
with the same.
Okay.
There's an economic theory says that the rising tides lifts all boats.
Yes.
So the idea is that if the tides are rising,
okay,
then all the boats will rise with it,
okay,
and you feel it. So if the economy is doing well, you've just graduated from Tamale a technical university with engineering. You get a job. If you get a job and you are doing well, you don't care about, there's no pressure on the political appointees.
I agree with you.
No, let's continue.
Yes.
If the tide is rising, then all these things are rising. If the economy is failing, if people feel it in their pocket, people feel it in their daily lives, then their lamentations and woes will not make their way through their MPs. So the point is, so the question...
But you also agree with me that for us to get to where you want us to get to, what should be the vision of every political leader?
Agree.
I agree with you, but I'm saying that for us to get there,
yes,
I'm sure you also agree with me.
Yes,
that the fundamentals must be right.
I'm not arguing about.
But the question to you now is: are the fundamentals right?
I'm not arguing with you about this thing. I'm making the point that if it's not up to me to tell an unemployed nurse that the fundamentals are right or not. It's not up to me to tell the maize farmer who has 3 years stock of maize, 1,000 of bags, cannot sell, cannot farm, that the fundamentals are right. It's not up to me to tell him or her. Okay. I am saying that he must sit there and say, oh, this economy is doing good because of his economy. And so long as he's saying that this is good, we can argue, and we researchers, he's a researcher, I am. We have no choice but to quote these numbers, to study this, to say this. We'll have to do that.
That's fine. That's fine. Look, I want to beg you. I let me bring in my viewers. If you don't want one, so if you don't bring in our viewers, let me bring in our viewers, and then I have some one or two people I need to celebrate. Very, very important people. Okay. So a very good friend of mine, Sadat, he's a lawyer. He's shared some information with us. He says, "Good morning, bro. Kindly prompt Asante that Asedun Ketia is doing the thank you tour with other elected officials like Azoka. You know, Azoka is a first vice chair of the party, who is also a vice chairman, and there's lawyer Raouf, who is also a vice chairman, etc. So the impression should not be that there is no single elected national officer with him in the tour." Doc wants more. He says he wants more. Anyway, so McLean Desmond from Sishi says that we continuously hear allegations that the finance minister is not releasing adequate funds to some ministries, supposedly because certain ministers are considering potential contenders in the upcoming NDC presidential primaries. This is a very, very worrying situation because as a country, we need every ministry to function effectively in order to address the numerous challenges confronting us. It would be unfortunate if ministries are being handicapped because of internal political interests and power struggles. President John Dramani Mahama should, as a matter of urgency, investigate these allegations thoroughly and ensure that the right measures are taken in the interest of Ghana and not a personal interest. MD Sefiri also, again, it's purely speculative, and I'm not sure if the president is going to bother himself with all kinds of speculation. I'm sure there's a hardcore evidence or something untoward is happening. I'm sure the president will take an action. So Musa Abatwa from Sawasi says that just look at how Dr. Zato is partially discussing NDC matters while forgetting that their own issues are even worse. He could have strategically used the opportunity to convince Ghanaians to reconsider Dr. Mahmoud Bamia, whose image has been tainted. And we in the NDC have a constitution that clearly spells out how internal politics should be handled. So President Mahama remains focused on delivering for Ghanaians and is not perturbed by anybody's ambition. My only concern is the behavior of some appointees. Some of them do not respond to messages, let alone pick up calls. Public office comes with responsibility and accessibility, especially to the grassroots who work tirelessly for the victory of the NDC. Alhaji Hamza from Pig Farm says that, good morning, my brother. I'm so disappointed listening to your program this morning. So we are today describing the attacks and insults by Bronya to the judge as free speech. Then God have mercy. I will not mince words this morning. I'm so disappointed by Dr. Zato this morning. We should remember that we are building a country and not political parties. Moro, you remember the General Secretary of the NPP, Justin Kodia, dragged Abronya. He dragged Abronya to the disciplinary committee of the NPP simply because Abronya attacked his person. Why didn't he consider that as free speech? Moro, trust me, if my sister was to be the wife of Dr. Zato, I would have broken the marriage and take my sister back home. I'm so disappointed this morning. Now, no, this one is...
Will you take the children along?
I'm not sure about that. Gide Japan from Sefiu also says, the rate at which President John Dramani Mahama and his NDC government are arresting members of the opposition in the name of silencing freedom of speech is increasingly and incredibly alarming. I'm overly surprised how these same people who openly insulted the former president cannot tolerate the very things they themselves did while they were in
in opposition. And then Mansa Musa, that's my final message, says that it isn't always that I do agree with Dr. Zato on various issues, but this morning on the NDC alleged internal squabbling, he has my opinion delivered very efficiently and sensibly. It's a shame that the NDC rep has rather unnecessarily shown his side in this matter by his choice of words and demeanor, which is inappropriate and on blah, blah, blah. Thanks and good morning from Mansa Musa of Voice of London Radio. And Alfred Kodo Tradle says, I am astonished by Dr. Bamia's recent letter on free speech. Honestly, Dr. Bamia should be the last person to write such a letter. We're all in this country when Bubi Ansah was arrested for speaking his mind in 2022. Salamatu Mohammed was arrested for criticizing Akufo-Addo. Mensa Thompson of Asepa was also picked up for criticizing Nana Akufo-Addo. The worst of it was when a group, the MPP youth wing, attacked A+ in the studios of UTV during a live program simply because he was criticizing the Akufo-Addo, and then says, that's from Alfred Kojo. So let me tell you about the most wanted and the most desired and the most anticipated event which is coming off. Over 20 African countries, over 20 different African dishes, and also one host. The whole Africa is converging at Metro TV for the Cook Africa as part of activities marking the celebrations of AU Day. So on the theme, Healthy Bites, Brighter Africa, Cooking for Wellness, come taste best African cuisines on Saturday, 23rd May 2026, 9 a.m. prompt at Metro TV premises. As at Northridge, the event is a Metro TV initiative and is supported by Metro Digital, Metro Original TV and Original FM. Sponsorship. For sponsorship, please call the number 054-028-1537. Cook Africa 2026, Healthy Bite, Brighter Africa, Cooking for Wellness. Now, congratulations to you, Professor Robert Ebo Hinson, and you've been nominated. I think I saw it this morning on one of the papers. I was actually congratulating him for that. So, Professor Robert Ebo Hinson, he has been nominated as #1 marketing scholar in Africa, and so that's it.
From the University of Ghana.
Yes, he's from the University of Ghana.
Just say he's.
And yes, very important. Yes, very important. And also, let me wish happy birthday to you, Selassie, with the technical department. Today is your birthday. He was the technical department, Ignite Media as well. And then also, so Selassie, happy birthday to you. And also, Irene Awo Ayi, J. Today you're celebrating your birthday. You're the PA to the coordinator executive of CAS, Just One Group of Companies. Irene Awo Ayi, J. Happy birthday to you. So let me just end this. Remind you that MNC Group continues to remind you that is your #1 partner in minerals and food commodities trading, real estate developments. Please call them on 05610322252. MNC Group, totally reliant.
Well,
we have to go.
He's just he's a casino boy. Forget about it.
Oh.
He's also to tell you that he has maize locked up in the market. Why should I farm this coming season?
Doc, thank you. Doctor.
Yo. Your most wanted Cook Africa event is here. My name is Mariam, Sierra Leonean living in Ghana. I'm kindly inviting